Welcome to the open book, where every voice matters. Every story got layers, and every conversation opens something new. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective show. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Late night talks with the smooth bass knocking. Whole room tuned when the topics dropping. Authors, culture, real life views. Open book vibes bring a whole new groove. No fake energy when the dialogue starts. Different perspectives play a major part. From page to podcast, the vibes stay deep. Real conversations every single week. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective show. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Every chapter different. Every voice got purpose. Every voice got purpose. Turn the page.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a marvelous Monday or a motivational Monday. Okay, Buttercup? Thank you for tuning in. And look, Buttercup, thank you for being first in the building. Okay, welcome. I hope everyone had a fantastic 4th of July weekend. I know yesterday I kind of took a break, y'all, because, hey, everybody needs a break, okay? But best believe I was still doing my research and finding out some things, y'all. I wanted to go live, but I had to force myself. Take a break, okay? Because we know we're in full effect this week with new information, even a sad story that took place on today that I'm going to touch on just a little bit, because I'm going to do another live about that at a later time. So go ahead and hit that like button. It is for free. Let everyone know that we are live. Hey, Monica, welcome. Thank you so much for tapping in, sis. I appreciate the support. Hey, Regina, good evening. Thank you for joining. Detective Protected 91 is in the building. Welcome. Hey, Phenomenal Scorpio is in the building. Patrice, she said, hey, Queen, had to hop on over here. Welcome, sis. Welcome. I know it's a lot going on. And I'm like, look, it's like the whole evening is booked up. So I have to jump in where I fit in. And really, it's not going to be just a long live anyways. But I did just want to bring you all an update in the Karmelo Anthony case. Hey, Honey 5K. I was about to say case. Hey, Honey 5K, welcome, sis. Thank you for joining. Hey, Lori, greetings. She said greetings from Florida. Happy Monday. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of the support. She said it's too much going on. I'm feeling so overwhelmed. And you know what, Buttercup? I was feeling the same way earlier. Let me also say that this live is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Hey, Becca, welcome, sis. Okay, in a moment of transparency, y'all, this morning when I woke up and I saw the news about the young man, Noah Wells, I had this like uncomfortable feeling already. We had all been seeing this photo going around of this young man being out on a boat for July the 4th. And so I was like, man, no one knew, like he was with friends and hey, Tim, welcome. And no one knew what happened to him, So of course we pray, we go to God in prayer. And then as time goes on, because July 4th, I'm like, man, if he was on this island, I mean, how big is an island going to be? there in Mississippi, of all places. Child, I didn't even know Mississippi had an island near it. Okay, I didn't even know it had an island. So I'm like, oh boy, I'm like, God, please let them find this young man safe. Because with God, all things are possible, right? And so the next news that I had gotten, I found out, they had found a body in that area. And then lo and behold, his mother, because I had been following her page once I found out where her Facebook was, she had pretty much confirmed that that was her son, Noah Wells. Okay. Now we have so many questions, of course, right now pertaining to this case. But one thing I can say, hey, the internet, we're gonna recognize some foul play. Okay. We're gonna recognize some foul play. And the internet will usually get to the bottom of things and find people and find the root of a situation even before investigators do. Okay, y'all already know over here we have the Open Book Detective Agency, LLC, INC. Come on now, we have a bunch of detectives in the building. So we already compete the play, y'all. Already, it's so many things that are starting to come out. Of course, those things have to be verified. But what when I heard it, y'all, it was like, and I can only imagine his family, but it was like a punch to my gut. Like, here we go again. It's like back to back trauma in these types of stories that we hear. We're still in the Carmelo Anthony case, still trying to get to the bottom of what really happened that day, as he is facing his appeal. We've heard of other stories similar to this story. And it just broke my heart. No mom wants to get that phone call that your child was out enjoying a holiday and then they can't find them. And then you have to come and ID a body. I just felt like a dark cloud had came over me. So Buttercup, I get it because I am an empath too. And I'm just like, wow, y'all. I just didn't have the words. I really just didn't have the words. And I can definitely feel that something is off with this. Now, like I posted, how long is it going to be before we get to the, oh, it was an accidental death, or oh, it was an accidental drowning? Okay, how much do we have to endure hearing that it was either an accident, it was some form of mental health crises, it was depression? No, all of these Black people are not depressed, hanging themselves, going into the water, unaliving themselves. We know we can't swim. Most of us can't swim. We ain't trying to go into no water like that. Okay, especially we can't stand up in it. Okay, so you can miss us with all of that. This goes back to even when the young man came up missing in the woods. It's so many stories. The names are just blending together, but we just covered that when his friends, on live talking and doing XYZ. See, it's not a color thing. See, they were all Black, but we still called out the foul play. I don't care about, because it's white boys he was with, it's about to turn into a racial thing. No, we called it out when they were all Black on live talking about all of the nonsense. And we knew something was wrong, that they found that young man's body in the woods a month later? Come on now. We're not crazy. Okay, we're not crazy. And these things are happening back to back to back to back. And did I not say when we get to cases like this, when it's a Black man or a Black woman, it seems like these cases are not being thoroughly investigated. So I want to know, with this case, with this young man Nolan, are they actually going to investigate? Are they going to question the alleged girlfriend that I'm hearing about and the alleged friends he was on the boat with? Are we going to see what his phone records show? Are we going to call in witnesses that were in the water and witness some type of fight? I don't know who it was with, alleged fight. Are we going to really do the footwork? Or are we going to leave it here and then just put a stamp on it that this was some type of accident? Okay, it's like enough is enough. It is so overwhelming. So Buttercup, I get it. I overstand. Okay. Phenomenal Scorpio said it's too much going on. The Karmelo, the Florida situation, and now the child in Mississippi. Exactly. Hey, Angel, welcome. Hey, DC Fly. Thank y'all for tuning in. She said, I lived there and didn't know about an island. Girl, okay. I thought I was the only one. I said, they have an island by Mississippi? How come I never known that? I said, is it one like in Jamaica? Like, how big is this island? I didn't know. Hey, D, welcome. She said all day long, right? Hey, Detective Sheila is in the building. Welcome. Hey, Verb. DC Fly said, I'm like, wait a minute. What the F is going on here? This child was a star athlete. Yes, he definitely was. He definitely was. Everyone is popping up reporting about Nolan, but I'm staying right here listening to my open book. Thank you, sis. I appreciate the support. And I know that's why I'm not going to get too deep into it. For one, I'm still doing my research. So when I come, I want to come with more info. But I did want to take a moment to recognize this young man and to, bring some type of honor and prayer to his family. I did want to at least acknowledge it in this live. His mom did come to Facebook and she stated, I had posted it on my community wall, but then they were saying they were going to, YouTube talking about they're going to take it down because it was some type of, I don't know, copyright. It was a post. So I didn't get that, but it stated from his mom, I want to thank our family, friends, community, United Cajun Navy, local law enforcement, and everyone involved for all the love, support, resources over the last few days. His father, our family, friends, and I are absolutely devastated. My heart broken for my sweet son, who was always willing to cheer and uplift others. Nolan was a special soul. God took his time creating our son. I ask that you please give me and my family time to grieve. And then she also stated, I want you all to know a GoFundMe has not been created by myself, husband, family, or friends. So if you see any, please report. That is not authentic. We will notify everyone if we choose to create one. So you know how people do when it's cases like this. You have a lot of copycats wanting to go out saying that they are the family, creating all these GoFundMe accounts. So be on the lookout. Be careful, okay? The mom stated if they are going to do one, she will let us know if they do it. And we are not buying that accidental crap at all. Exactly. She said this is just way too much going on. It really is. It really is. This was Ocean Springs. They live in the Ocean Springs, Mississippi area. Let's see here. It was at Horn Island. Okay, that was the island there near Biloxi, Mississippi. And so they found a body. They had to wait though until the family came to identify the body. That body was found around 8:45 this morning. So he was last seen on July 4th. For those of you who don't know the story, I'll do a little quick recap and then we'll get into the topic for this slide. He was last seen on July 4th on the island, Horn Island. And so he was hanging out with a group of his friends. Okay. They were there taking pictures. His mom has even posted this picture. And then she posted some other pictures as well. Hey, I am that somebody. Welcome. They need a thorough investigation. Exactly. Okay. They do. And so then y'all, the friends returned home. Now, this is giving Shanquella Robinson. Okay. This part here. This is giving Shanquella Robinson. The friends returned home. But no one has come forward with any information about what happened to Nolan. Okay. So y'all came back, but y'all left him somewhere. Y'all couldn't find him. What in the world? Okay. I'm not understanding that. Now, he was a general business major and a football player for the Southwest Mississippi Community College. The last time they had seen him, he was wearing blue swim trunks, no shirt, and sunglasses. So then, hold on, I'm reading some, hold on. So then they were testing his DNA, okay, and they were at that time of this article, they were waiting on the family to get there so that they could, see if it was his body. And his grandfather had even made an acknowledgement on his Facebook page that Nolan's parents, his parents, Christina Elmore Wansley, had prayed for a positive outcome, but they are now preparing for the worst now that their grandson's body was found. And so, with this, y'all, comes a lot of questions. His mom had his cell phone. Okay. She did. Hey, Alana, welcome. She did have his cell phone. Now, people were saying that they were seeing him and tracking him, but his mom was like, no, that's me. I have his phone. So they were like, oh, he's at home. He's not at home. She had to keep coming out saying he wasn't at home. Then somebody lied to her and said he had on black shorts. She said, well, let me correct that. It's not black shorts, it's blue shorts. Okay. And so some other people, y'all, that's why I want to do my research, because I've been just seeing so much. It's so overwhelming. But some people were saying these boys were underage and had alcohol, and there was a fight on the beach, and then there's a photo of the people in the beach. I said, was he the only black one in the water? Like, just different stuff like that. Like, what in the world? It's not a racial thing, but I'm like, Lord, what was going on? So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. It's so many questions, and it just breaks my heart, y'all, that we are facing this again. I'm sorry. So my heart goes out to his parents, his family, his friends, because no one wants to find their loved one in that state in water. I even went to that island, their page, and people have been there partying even yesterday, and no one saw his body yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's horrific. You don't know who to tell your kids to be around. It's like so many things at play with this, y'all. It really is. Hey sis, hey Shelly. Um, you don't want to be overprotective with your kids, but then yes, girl, that's what I'm saying. You really don't. But y'all, these are the conversations that are coming out right now. Like, man, you don't want to make it a racial thing. You don't want it to be, it shouldn't be like that. Because we can't hold what one does against a whole race, or what a few do against a whole race, right? It's like just using your discernment, just being careful. And it's so much. It's so much. So rest in peace to Nolan Wells, and prayers go out, my heart goes out to his family. All right, let's see here. She said, well, I'm going to have to look into this. I just heard about this about an hour ago. So sad. Yes, Sheila. Oh, so Becca, you're 2 hours from Ocean Springs. Okay. Wow. She said 2 days, or a little less than 2 days. This is terrible. Yes, exactly. Exactly. We leave together, we return together. Right, right. It's definitely giving Shanquella Robinson on that part. It really is. And I'm also hearing that allegedly those boys are getting lawyers. They're lawyering up, right? Because, and the girl, I'm also hearing allegedly there's one of them, their dad, FBI agent. Someone has a judge in their family. So hey, y'all, get ready. All I can say is get ready. We already see where cover ups and things can come into play. We already saw with Kendrick Johnson's, his one of those boys involved their FBI agent father and all of that. Get ready. I'm telling you, mark my words, and just follow the pattern. Just pay attention to the pattern when it comes to these situations. Now, that has not been verified, but I definitely am going to continue to look into those things. I don't trust none of the people no more. Real friends would have contacted Nolan's mom, when he went missing. You mean to tell me they just left him and came home? Well, the word is allegedly there was a girlfriend involved as well. So the friends are trying to blame the girlfriend, saying that they thought Nolan had left with the girlfriend. Okay. But then the girlfriend is saying she thought Nolan had left with the friends. Now, allegedly, she did go to the mom, which is how the mom found out some things. But then you see comments saying, well, how did she go to the mom if she just kind of met him? So I don't know. It's so many questions, but it's like right now, unless they do like a press conference, the family is grieving. They trying to get through their grief. She's not trying to answer a lot of questions under her post and things like that. So it's like we got to give them space to grieve. So I don't know how thorough of an investigation, if they are looking into this as a possible homicide, because you have to consider they still have to do an autopsy. They have to find what was the cause of death. Just because his body was found in water, that doesn't mean they necessarily now know what happened. How did he get into the water? Okay, did anything happen to his body? Was he given something? They got to check toxicology. They have to do an autopsy report. They have to do all of that. And then as the investigation progresses, now, of course, getting ahead of that, the detectives need to question everyone that was there. Okay. They need to go through phone data. Like, this is a whole new case. So I don't even know how they are considering this case as of right now. If these guys were truly his friends, they wouldn't have left until their friend was found. Exactly. Right. Somebody lying already. Okay. Y'all, it just broke my heart. Like, seriously, it's a lot. It really is a lot. And then even with the Karmelo Anthony case, some of the things that I find out, y'all, I don't even bring out here. And the reality of it, it hit me hard yesterday, was this is some deep rooted cover up type of stuff. And we are dealing with, y'all. And this is where, when I tell y'all to pray, I'm not saying that just a cliche, throw out a cliche. I'm telling y'all to really pray. Those of you who do pray, to pray in this situation, because remember, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. But in this particular case, what the challenge is, now we know God is the greatest and he can go up against any demon. Okay. He is more powerful than any demon. That is some territorial demon type of regional demons over there in that area. Okay. It is so many connections. Y'all, Karmelo did not even stand a chance at this trial. The more I looked into this and looked into that, I was in a whole rabbit hole yesterday. And I'm just like, wow, like, really? Like, some of those people, I see why they are intimidated or afraid. They are going up against a lot of influential people in that area. Okay. And they have other people working on behalf of them, trying to be gatekeepers. All kind of stuff is starting to come out. I just don't bring a lot of stuff out here. Okay. I'm just kind of connecting some pieces in the background. But y'all, just pray that God will get the glory and the victory over these territorial, regional demons that have set up shop over that region. Like, seriously, is very deep. Notice the commonality, young Black athletes who are becoming unalive. I thought about that too, Protected 91. Yes, I thought about that, because he was also, I had another article pulled up and I was going to go more into that on the live when we talk more about it. He was involved with multiple sports, the same thing as Karmelo. He was involved with multiple sports. Yeah, he was too. Yeah. My granddaughter just went to college yesterday. I will be talking to her about this mess. Yes, D. Yes, that's a conversation to have. Right, phenomenal Scorpio, clock it. You need a lawyer for what? If you telling the truth, you don't know what happened. They don't know what's going to come out. Yes. Yeah. Definitely. Hey, Tabitha, welcome everyone just coming on in, y'all. I apologize. I got behind in the chat, y'all. Okay, but I'm just telling y'all, it's some stuff. Okay, she said, let's see, let's get our notebooks and straighten our detective hats. It's on like popcorn. Come on now. We're going to be in multiple cases at one time. Okay, hey, C-Note, welcome. They thought he left with the girl? Were they all in the boat? That's what I don't know. It's a lot of questions we still don't have the answers for. How is she a girlfriend and they just met? Were they from the same area? How did his friends expect her to get him back home? That's a good question. Yes, it's some deep rooted racism too. Yes, definitely. Yeah, this is really the time to pray. No weapons formed against us shall prosper. Yes. And just prayers to anyone covering this too, that there won't be any backlash, that God will cover everyone covering these cases, because you are coming up against some demonic forces. Not trying to be all deep and y'all know, okay, but it is what it is. It's some definitely demonic forces, and people don't want to be exposed. The devil wants to hide in darkness. When you start exposing things and bringing things to light, they don't like that. Okay, they don't like that. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Deidre, welcome. Hey, love me for real. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it, because there are some things, y'all, that I was like, hold up now. Some people, it didn't click to me until yesterday, but we're going to go in a certain order. So the first thing that I wanted to bring up is make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free. Also, if you want to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, Cash App, or buy a coffee. And those links are in the chat or scrolling on the screen. All right. So I think yesterday, my sis, Nothing But the Truth, shout out to her. She did a video, y'all. Let me see, what was the title to this one? She calls them the Met Liars, okay? But her title for this one is The Met Lies Are Falling Apart. Karmelo Anthony about to win his appeal. So there are some things that she had shared in here. And so when I tell y'all Nothing But the Truth is a detective also, okay, she has detective skills, and we were really just going back and forth with this Tyrone Davis case. It's like one day she pick him up, I knock him down. Like, come on, girl, let's feed off each other. Like, when you talk to others, it brings up other ideas that you didn't think about. Then you like, man, connecting pieces. So she said something in here, and I was like, hold up, I need to go look at something. And y'all, when I tell you what I discovered, I haven't heard anybody talk about it. Now, if somebody did, hey, I don't know. I'm just saying, I had never heard the people I listen to bring this one thing up that is so obvious that something else is at play in this case, okay? But let's get into this video. Y'all hit that like button.
So concerned about my son. They were twins, identical. They had each other's back. They were blind.
Yeah, that only twins know.
Yeah. He's telling me, Dad, I can't make it. I can't make it without him. I said, we're going to have to, Dad. We're going to have to. He would want us to be strong.
They are the best of friends. Like, just, I'm so worried about my son, because he's going to have to face this world alone now, because he had a brother that was with him the whole time, and now he's going to have to do it alone. And I'm just so worried about him. I really am.
Someone knew, like, he was the peacemaker. So I'm saying, like, I heard someone who really makes peace, really calms peace down. He makes everything sail smoothly. And because I get upset, but then he calms me down. He was just always there for me. So it's just really heartbreaking to see it.
What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video. Let's talk about it. Now, before I get deep in this video, a lot of people are saying why I'm only calling out Hunter. Y'all got to understand, Karmelo Anthony lost this case because the prosecutor and the DA refused to put Hunter on the stand. And I believe the reason why they didn't put Hunter on the stand, because they know if Hunter would have told his side of the story, Hunter would have been the one who started the confrontation.
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. And he's like, make me move. Also grabbed his backpack.
See, This statement right here would have proved that Karmelo Anthony did not start the confrontation. Austin stepped in, grabbed Karmelo's backpack. So therefore, Austin was the instigator. Y'all got to continue to point out what Hunter did on April 2nd, 2025.
Okay, I want y'all to clock that. Okay, it's a reason I'm telling y'all to remember that. Write it in your notebooks. Pay attention to what she's saying right here, because that's going to go connect with where we go with this.
You know, I read comments of people saying that, oh, you're going to make the case weak if you continue to talk about Hunter. Keep it on Austin. No. We're going to talk about Hunter because Hunter was the one who initiated the confrontation. Austin asserted himself. So when Austin asserted himself against Karmelo, Austin became the aggressor. Come on now, we got to line the ducks up in order to get to the truth. We can't leave nothing out. It is what it is. At the end of the day, Karmelo Anthony was not wrong. So think about it. The case is up for an appeal. In an appeal process, you cannot present new evidence. All you can do is go over what was already involved during the first trial. And during the first trial, Hunter was a witness. Everything Hunter stated, it all can be replayed inside the court. That is considered evidence. That's not new evidence because this was already there.
Now, also, she said Hunter was supposedly a witness. Now, he didn't get on the stand, but allegedly he was on the witness list. Okay, keep note of that.
Prior to Karmelo being convicted. So if you listen to that interview with Hunter the one said, I started it, my brother stepped in and grabbed Karmelo's backpack. So now it's a 2-on-1 because you heard it from a witness mouth. And this information was not presented in the first trial. So in order for Karmelo Anthony to win this appeal, we got to bring up everything that was stated. We got to utilize everything that wasn't used in the first trial. Now, bringing up Hunter involvement is not going to make this appeal case weak, or it's not going to make Karmelo Anthony lose the appeal case. If anything, it will make his self-defense argument stronger. You got two big boys, 6 foot, weighing over 200 pounds against one kid. And not only that, right? The reason why the state didn't put Hunter on the stand because they didn't want the jury to see how big Hunter was over Karmelo, because Hunter and Austin was the same weight and the same height. In my opinion, allegedly, I believe that the DA, state, and the judge all was working together to convict Karmelo. The DA played in Karmelo Anthony's face. The DA could have called Hunter to the stand also because Hunter was a witness. The DA failed to do so. Now, again, I'm just going to say this. I believe.
Now, let me pause there for a second. I'm going to stop sharing this. We're going to come back to it. But I put a picture together because, you know, a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, it's not about race. It's not about race. And so I wanted to show this. Now, if the roles were reversed, okay, and everyone is so about getting just justice, okay, and let's just say there's a theory that there were 2 big black boys standing over this white boy, okay, and something ended up happening to one of the twins, but allegedly another twin was involved. Would there be heat on that other black twin that, oh, somebody, y'all both was coming at him? Oh, yeah, somebody gonna pay the price. We're gonna find out what was your involvement in this, sir. Okay, because y'all were both over there and you already, one of y'all already told both of y'all's involvement. Okay, so would the other young man who's sitting there, would his self-defense claim been applied? See, sometimes you have to give people a visual. Since we're saying that it's not about race, though, okay? We're saying it's not about race, that this is supposed to be about justice. So if we put different colors in different positions, the same thing should apply. Okay. It should still apply. So I was like, and this too will also, and it doesn't matter on what side of the coin you are, it should also reveal if you have some prejudices, okay, or some racial bias in your own mind. That goes for anyone, okay, because sometimes we got to check our own selves too. Will we have this heat and smoke if the roles were reversed? So that's in all cases. But I wanted to make it a visual since these people, some, are saying, oh no, it's not about race. This should not be a race thing. Okay. He did it. They, he unalived them. They were just standing there. You can't just mess with someone because they're saying things. Oh, but if it was like this over in Collin County, child, guess what? We still don't know who the person is that got robbed. They made that very hush hush, okay? Because y'all know usually the news cameras are gonna be over there. Like, oh my gosh, we're here on scene at the Frisco Athletic Center where there was an attempted robbery and a weapon was used. And right here we have such and such, okay? They're wanting to tell us what happened. Child, we ain't got none of those news broadcasts. Okay, everybody's unnamed, no pictures, and it's been hushed since about 4 days. We won't hear nothing else about that. We won't hear nothing else about that. Child, by the time, if it wasn't about race with both of these boys and one got unalive, guess what? They're going to go through all his school records, post his pictures, his face, the cut, everything. The other one, they're going to look to see if he got any school record suspensions. Best believe you're going to be on the stand. Somebody is going to take some accountability for what happened. Okay. So we don't want to hear that some people saying it's not about race. Y'all making it about race. It should be about justice. Okay. So let's keep the main thing the main thing. Okay, let me see what y'all saying. OB, they would make sure both testify. Well, one would be gone. He would be unalived. Okay, but baby, they'll pull up his records. What was in his system? How did he get so big? We would know all of that by now. Okay, Hunter kept saying we like he spoke French. Yes, exactly. Now we. Exactly. We all know this would have went way different if the tables were turned. Okay, yeah, he would be at home, child. Okay, child, that's self-defense. It wouldn't have been a trial. Okay, it would not have been a trial. I really feel that. He said it was self-defense. They were bothering him. They are bigger black guys than him. He was sitting there minding his business. Oh, self-defense. Even if he unalived somebody, it would have been self-defense. And they would have moved on. Probably no trial was needed. Okay. Kept saying we like he spoke French. Cry Me a River. Hunter has all those fake tears. Hunter started it first. If he didn't start it, his twin Austin will still be alive. But we have to keep it real because when it all boils down, it is about race. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Sheila. But I want to show that to expose how some people are thinking, because you could say all day long, oh, it's not about racism, it's about justice. But you put a picture like that in front of them, it's not going to be the same outcome. Okay, and that should expose how you're really feeling about this whole thing. Hunter is complicit in his brother's demise. Is definitely about race. We have got to put a stop to elimination of entire generation. We will keep fighting. The internet is undefeated. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the video.
Everybody need to go back and listen to all the interviews that the McCaff did prior to Karmelo Anthony being convicted. Prior to Karmelo Anthony being convicted, the McCaff family played the victim and they lied. I seen a lot of discrepancies in the interviews that they did prior to the trial. In one interview, Jeff said his boys told them that Karmelo Anthony had on a school tracksuit. But we know that was a lie because in the body-worn camera footage, Karmelo Anthony had on a gray jacket and some blue sweatpants, not a school official uniform. And another lie that was stated in the interview prior to the trial was Jeff stated that it was no altercation between the boys. But in Hunter's interview, he stated that it was a little altercation. So which one was it? Did they put hands on Karmelo or they didn't put hands on Karmelo? Now, at the end of the day, I'm going to drop all those videos and y'all tell me what y'all think.
If you don't belong here, you don't go to Memorial. He had a Centennial tracksuit on.
Liar! Liar! Listen. Liar!
My own son told me what happened. There was never a punch even thrown. So I don't care.
We just had a little altercation, and that's really it. But
Liar! Liar! Listen. Liar!
I go back to the original fact. Austin would never disrespect a girl per se. Hunter, he could have some choice words for someone who was going to be disrespecting him. I'm just going to be completely frank. That's just how he is. They were identical twins, but they were two completely different type of children. And Hunter, yeah, more than likely said something nasty to one of them because that's how he approaches things.
You gotta be kind to each other. You gotta be kind to each other. You need to show compassion, show empathy, not anger, not rage. Teach your kids the right from wrong. And pray to God this doesn't happen to yours.
Wix Harmony.
Shout out to nothing but the truth for that video. The end of that video had me tickled when she hollered out, liar. That's what I want to do every time I hear them lie. Whoever owns just lying, I don't care who it is. I just want to holler it out just like that. Now, y'all, before we get to the arrest report, I was going through some TikTok videos, okay? And y'all done made Trash Can Boy private his. Oh, Carson, child, he done privated his TikTok. People were probably going over there messing with him. But I noticed one interesting, okay, where Hunter, Austin, and some of their crew, they were poking fun at the LGBTQ plus community. And I said, I'm surprised that they haven't taken these things down, okay, or privated, some of these videos. But I told y'all, when people feel comfortable, if they feel like things are over, then they pretty much will, because Jeff, I think his Facebook popping all up over again, child. You can see older posts and all of that. They just start getting comfortable posting again. Hunter stated to Fox News that Austin hit Karmelo in the face, and Karmelo picked up the tool we used to put up the tents. I know my brother was wrong, but I'm standing by him. Clock it, Tony. Okay. He did say that. Oh, and best believe, y'all, I'm glad that you said that, Tony, because one thing I've been looking for now, if y'all come across it before me, is I want y'all to, see if y'all peep that tool in any of the older pictures, okay? If it's a fishing trip or a hunting trip, make sure y'all, kind of keep your eyes out. And let's see if we can find that, okay? Because I'm telling y'all, people comfortable now. They're comfortable now. And so they're going to start letting their stuff show. So in this video, I guess they were trying to say that they call them sassy, okay? Talking about some men. They call them sassy shooters, okay? Like if they were to have a pow-pow, and if they were sassy, this is how they would be walking around, y'all. I said, now they left that up here. Now, the music is not there, but you'll still see the movement, so you won't hear any sound to it. But check this out. Now, this is when they were a little younger, okay? But I said, see how, like, these things, different prejudices, and it starts to come out, okay? Here we go. Hey, Terry. That's Austin. That's how they supposed to be holding the pow-pow, I guess, if they were sassy. That's Hunter. He got a nickname, Hunter. I said, now wait a second, what? And another thing I noticed too, y'all, it seems like those boys grew like into the giants that they were like within the span of a couple of years. Cause I didn't even know. So when you go back and look at their videos, they were not that big. They were almost like Karmelo size. Okay. Pretty much. Okay, they were like his size. But then it was like a big spurt over the course of like a couple of years. Hold on, let me show y'all again. Thank you, Terry. Sassy shooters. That's Hannah. Mama Magazine. Okay. Girl, I was done. Okay. Like, why? She said, don't forget about the whipped cream. Girl, yes. When his mom said, when I came in there and they had that whipped cream, I said, what were they doing with whipped cream? And so it took Brittany to tell us that on the movie that they were watching, they have some kind of whipped cream scene. I say, tell me something, because child, I didn't know what was going on. Okay. She said them some steroids allegedly. That juice. She said, I'm confused. DC Fly, this was them mocking sassy shooters. Like if you sassy, okay, and you a shooter, that's how you would be holding up the gun. I was done. Okay, now y'all, let's get to it. All right, so notice in y'all notebooks, y'all probably took note some of the things that came out already, and that Nothing But the Truth shared on her video. That Hunter was on that witness list. He was supposed to be a witness, right? Hunter also did 2 interviews where he was telling what happened. Now, something that stood out to me, let me go to Karmelo, the police report. Okay. If we look on the last page, it says April 2nd. This was at about 5:04 when Officer Craig, Thomas Craig, had written this part up. So he said, on Tuesday, April the 2nd, 2025, at approximately 10:01 hours, I, reporting Officer T. Craig, he put his number, was at Heritage High School and heard via radio that a FISD student had been stabbed at the address of, and that's where Cockendall Stadium is. I immediately responded to the scene. Upon arrival, I first made contact with Officer Cortez, who was standing next to a marked police vehicle. I then responded to the victim scene that was in the north bleachers. As I walked up, I noticed Frisco Fire Department personnel was attempting to provide life-saving measures to a subject later identified as Memorial High School Austin M. As other officers worked the scene, I was asked to respond to the stadium's medical locker room area and keep the following Memorial High School students or witnesses separated until detectives could speak with them. Now, this let us know a couple of things. That for one, there should have been police detectives. Let me make it a little bigger. I'm sorry, y'all. For those of you who need glasses like myself. Shout out to Tim for the super sticker and for being a sponsor to today's live. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate it. Now, one thing this should tell us is there should have been detectives on the scene. This is a whole crime scene. Where do you have a crime scene and you don't have detectives? Okay. Now, if there were detectives, one thing, those detectives should have been testifying inside of their courtroom. Okay. Now, another thing is with these 3 students, one of them, okay, was old Eddie. We see EP right here. That was old Eddie. Now, I really want to know whose initials started with that J. Oh, I want to know, because they were saying a whole lot under one police's report that he made in here. They said and told some stuff, but there was one named J. there was the Eddie, and then there was one with initials MN. Okay. Now, supposedly, these students were supposed to have been separated. Okay. So I'm wondering, did he separate them? Now, is this on his body cam? Okay. Because guess what? He should have still been rolling. His body cam should have still been rolling. Those students should have been separated, and there should have been detectives also going to get their statements. What were the statements? Okay, that should have been brought out into court. Now, something else. Let's go to all of these that we see in black are witnesses. Let's go down to Memorial. So we have Memorial High School boys track. Now, of course, they blacked out the names, but we do have initials. We have a PR, we have an AP, we have a JC, we have a KM, we have a JM, and we have a DS. Can somebody tell me which initials do we not have on that list from Memorial High School? Can someone put the initials in the chat that we don't have? Okay, she said Jose was the J name. Shout out to Candy Girl. Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to take note my little book about that. Okay, a possible Jose. Which initials, y'all, do we not have in the first three that should have been separated, or on the Memorial High School boys track team witnesses? No, EP Chef's Kiss is up there. He's up here with one of the three that should have been separated. Okay, we got the J, we got EP, and we have MN. Okay, but it's some initials that are missing when it comes to Memorial High School boys track team that were witnesses. Okay. Hello. Shout out to Angel. Okay. Look, let me put on my little siren for you, Angel, with that correct answer. Let me see. Do I want to do the siren, or let me give you an applause? Come on, Angel. Now, you mean to tell me, okay, come on, Tim, there you go. You mean to tell me the person who has been on several news interviews, he's been on several interviews. He has told us what has happened. He has included himself in the equation by being by his twin brother. Okay. He has said it out of his own mouth. Now, how did we get here? Where you are, I see all those HMs for those of you who haven't figured it out yet. Now, I'm still looking, Patrice. We still got to do some homework on that. Okay. Now, you would think that one of the main witnesses that's included with the narrative that even shared their involvement of some sort, okay, they didn't do a whole lot of involving themselves, but they've done, a couple of involvements. Like, yeah, I was standing there, but you mean to tell me when it came down to the police report as witnesses, okay, to the stabbing of Austin Metcalf, when we go down to your school, Memorial High School boys track, we don't see an HM nowhere. We don't see an HM nowhere. Oh, Hunter, how were you a witness to your brother and what was happening, and you not on the police report as a potential witness there? Now, a couple of things we could have, surmised from this is one thing. Oh, maybe, we're hearing that Hunter went and changed clothes. So maybe by the time the detectives came or whatever, maybe old Hunter wasn't on the scene. But the only reason I was like, nah, is because do we not hear Hunter crying on the 911 call, okay, down there saying his brother was dying in his arms, which turned out to not be true, because one of the coaches even said as he was applying pressure to the wound, he was trying to hold you back. So you were there. Okay, you're there. You're on the 911 call. Okay, coaches are saying through their testimony they're holding you back. You even said you turned your head and your brother fell and he took the backpack. You told the whole story. But I guess I'm just confused as to why you're not a witness on the police report itself. Okay, where did that whole part, y'all, that is why he possibly did not show up too. Okay, the police didn't even put him down as a witness. Notice in both of those interviews, a lot of the accountability went towards Austin and what Austin did. Hunter was trying to remove himself out of the scenario as much as possible. Okay, his name should have been really at the top of this list. But notice, even in all, when you go through, y'all, and you go through this whole thing, you do not see Hunter's name. And I was even looking for the initials of, y'all was saying the senator's boys. I don't even see an initial that ended with a P. Okay? Except for Eddie. So certain people were left off of here. This is why it is critical that if there were detectives, then those detectives should have came to the front of the line. How did you miss this? How did you miss key players in this whole thing? You're purposely leaving off one of the main people that came forward in the beginning. Now, I don't know if they didn't get together and get the story right or what. Okay, and be like, look, now, don't put his name down. But then he didn't get the memo. him and mom and dad didn't get the memo that he not even on there. See, if he would have been quiet, okay, possibly we wouldn't have even been including him because he's not even listed up in here. He's not even a witness to the incident. How is Hunter supposedly a witness on the witness list, but you're not a witness on the police report? Okay, can somebody make that make sense to me? Because I'm now starting to second guess that if he was really on that witness list, okay, what was he going to say? He didn't even say anything here. He didn't even tell on himself really in the actual news interviews. Let's see here. Okay, Mama Magazine said he might have done it. His name should have been in the report, top to bottom. Exactly. Okay. The dad Scorpio, his name is Tim Fallon. Do we have some F's? No, I thought it was something else. I'm gonna have to go look at it. Is that the last name, y'all? Let me see. Do we have some F's? I don't see an F, y'all. Yeah, I don't see an F. I think I was looking for an F last night. A last name F initial. I don't see that either. So we're missing a key witness out of the entire police report, which makes me wonder, was his name really on the witness list? Which is why he was not called. Because why is it that all of the other witnesses were called to the stand, but not him? How do you get out of that? How do you get out of that? If you are a witness to a case and they have you on the list, how did he get out of not being called to the witness stand if you were really on that list? But he's nowhere, y'all. And you know what? That really, until I was listening to Nothing But the Truth's video, and she was saying that about the witness list, I said, hold on, witness list. let me go back to that police report and see if Hunter was even one of the witnesses that spoke with the police. Hunter's testimony would have been key because he shared it on during the two news interviews. So this would have been key to share all of what you were saying about the backpack and your brother did this. Oh, because we heard multiple things throughout this report. Okay. We heard them saying, oh, he was grabbed. Karmelo was grabbed, or oh, he was pushed. Like they said a lot of things that showed that y'all were doing some things to Karmelo. Okay. But no one thought to bring up Hunter's part in this, and the police failed to even put Hunter down at the scene of the crime as a witness. That doesn't seem suspicious to anyone, because it really seems suspicious to me when he was the twin brother and they were both there. We're talking about how Hunter was walking into the gate, how Hunter and Austin were walking into the gate, but it's like he's a ghost everywhere else. He's a ghost at trial. He's a ghost in this police report. He tried to make himself a ghost on those interviews as well. If he didn't do the interviews, they always want to talk about, oh, Karmelo, he's saying, I'm not alleged, I did it, or he's admitting to. But guess what? Hunter pretty much did too. If he had kept his mouth closed, we wouldn't have known his part, because clearly it's not here. Okay, it's not in this report. Okay. Hey, Yolanda, welcome to the open book. I appreciate you for joining. Right. Connections. Exactly. Oh, those connections are something else. Okay. That's what I was hearing. Phenomenal Scorpio. Allegedly, Hunter left, went home, took a shower, and changed clothes. And if that did happen, because that's, alleged, I don't know. But if that did happen, that would be even more suspicious, which makes me wonder at what time did he do that? Okay. What time did he do that? Were detectives I'm going to say this was when the police were there. Okay. Because he said he was told to separate the three, those main three. Because see, they were the ones giving most of the testimony. These three here, the J, the EP, the MN, they were telling more of what happened. He wanted them separated because, when you're telling about a crime, they don't want y'all comparing stories and things like that. So he was saying that he was getting them separated, until the detective came in there and talked to them. Then he said, while with them, I was told to take their cell phones from them and later turn them over to Sergeant Bissonette. So he did take up their cell phones, okay? He was going to turn them over to the sergeant. After being relieved, I was asked to make contact with all FISD athletes that have been placed on school buses. Below is a list of students who identified themselves as witnesses to the stabbing of Austin Metcalf. So Hunter stayed quiet, I guess. Because he's definitely not one there. And then when you go down here, he said, I also met by the following, probably meant with the following coaches who advised they witnessed the accident. So you had one coach, McCole Gonzalez from Centennial. Okay, this was one of Karmelo's coaches, saying that they heard the suspect, I don't know if it's a he or she, heard the suspect confess to stabbing the victim. Then you have Vincent Hooper from Heritage High School saying he heard the suspect confess to stabbing the victim. Then these two here are very questionable from Independence. Okay, you have Lakeisha Collin and Mindy Yeatman. They're saying that they witnessed the actual incident, where we're still trying to figure out where were y'all, because there were no adults up there, which was one of the problems. Are y'all trying to just make it look like y'all were in the vicinity? Because Liberty's tent was like within 5 or 6 feet away from theirs in a little back, so they would have had a clear view, okay, of what took place. Now I could have, seen if it was somebody from Liberty. Maybe they had a coach sitting under there. But Independence, where y'all come from? Where those two coaches come from? Because their tent was not even over there. And how did y'all witness it when Hunter, he didn't even witness it, he was standing there. So that's something that's really confusing as well. How did y'all witness the actual incident? Okay. At this point, I don't trust anything coming out of Collin County, videos or reports. But one thing for sure, you can't tell one lie. Hunter is an example. Exactly. Connections and crooked cops, judges, and lawyers. Okay. Let's see. Sneaker said, why the hell was he allowed to speak to the news if they wasn't going to call him in court? Hello? I'm still trying to understand that. Make it make sense. Okay. Yeah, I heard that he was there, Tony. Okay, YouTube, Brittany. A ghost until the witness impact statements. Come on, phenomenal Scorpio. Thank you. See, by then, everything was over. Everything was over by then. Okay, so he felt comfortable in that moment in coming in there. Okay, so then he could be like, oh, well, shoes, they can't, look at my size and that make them feel a certain type of way, or they can't call me to the stand, but I'm going to go in here and talk my noise. Okay, he wanted to go in there and talk noise. He messed up the cover up by doing them interviews. Exactly. I'm glad Hunter was talking. Oh, yeah, we glad he was talking. I'm just saying, if he really hadn't said anything, then he wouldn't have put himself there so close, because no one else mentioned him. He's not even listed in here as a possible witness. Hey, Karen. Let's see. It was done on purpose. Okay. Hey, Sonia, welcome. She said both on video walking into the tent to approach Karmelo. Both were walking in, yes. So he was there at one point. Hunter wasn't on the bus. Then he ride with his mom. Now, that's something else I thought about. I said, okay, well, he wasn't on the bus. But notice the other witnesses, though. Okay? These three up here, he should have been up there as well, because he was right next to his brother. He was in close proximity. See, he just didn't speak up and say, I was a witness to this. He pretty much let those other boys get up there and say what needed to be said. He did. Yeah, where were they? Because we didn't see no adults up there. Nobody ever said the coach was up there. So to me, that looks like a lie too. To say you witnessed the incident, you weren't even up there. I'm going to go back and look at their testimony, Tim. I'm definitely going to go back and see if they actually went on the stand. Was the crock pots under the Yeah, because they out there making hot dogs. Okay. Shout out to Caramel Shell. She said they witnessed the incident and did nothing. Thank you. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you for that. Like, are we crazy? Y'all witnessed the whole incident. So y'all should have seen something. Did y'all see all of what Hunter said happened? Because he did tell us some stuff happened. It's just not on this paper. They witnessed nothing. Why didn't they go help if they witnessed it? Exactly. Those coaches trying to COA because they know it's going to be trouble leaving those kids unattended. Right, Angels? That's what I was talking about. They are trying to make it look like coaches were in the vicinity when all of this happened. No, they had to run. Karmelo had to run and grab a coach. If a coach was so near the incident during that time, guess what? When Karmelo didn't move, then Hunter and Austin could have said, excuse me, coach, we're asking him to move. He's not moving. And bam, she could have gotten, or one of them could have gotten Karmelo out of there. But hello, where were y'all when all this was going down? How did it get that far? So that makes y'all look worse if y'all were allegedly there and all of this took place. Hunter wasn't on the bus. That's what I heard. He was riding with his mom at one point. Checking if someone should stab someone, how many of y'all gonna chase or walk up on them? Right. Hey, Shamika, welcome. She said, I thought they rode with Megan. It was a coach telling him to hide stuff. Okay. Now, what is this? Lord Footage 2020. What is that? A Milwaukee Sawzall with a light on it. Is that the tool? Is that the tool? I'm telling y'all, if that tool, if that's something that they've had, it is probably going to come up somewhere in a photo somewhere. Okay, they gonna forget, and it's gonna come up. Is it true? 10,000 for appeals documents? Oh, I don't know. You mean to pay $10,000? Oh Lord, I don't know. It's probably expensive though. Hey, it is what it is. She said, "Hi, I'll be in chat. Remember when the police took two of the boys in the locker room to get their statements? There were lies told. It would be good to look at that again." Yes, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. The body cam was supposed to be on. I think that the body cam was on with some of these officers. However, I do not think that they're releasing that to the public. Like the people behind the scene probably know way more what these students said, okay, back when it happened. But that part is not going to be released to the public. They released what they wanted to release. And we went through both of those videos, okay, showing how certain things were just picked up. You see that coach on the field pointing to the trash can. Yes, Karen, we went through that the other day following his movements. After he went over towards the trash can, that was the same coach that was following around with Officer Cortez as he was arresting Karmelo. He followed along the fence because we could see his face in Officer Cortez's camera at one point. Then from another angle of a camera on the building, we could then see him just standing around nearby, just looking around, waiting, listening to what's happening. He never went back until later on to see what was up with Austin, which was odd. You already know if the weapon was owned by Mello, it would have had his fingerprints on it, but they didn't present it in court. Right. I wonder, do they have footage in the locker room? Monica, okay. Now, I don't know what the camera policy would be because, you know, boys change in there, and so it gets a little personal. So they may have it on the outside of the locker room area, but probably not on the inside, which is probably one reason why they went there. And then also another officer took some students underneath the bleachers, saying, "Oh, we're going to take some students underneath the bleachers because it was raining, to get them out of the rain." In that case, you could have took them under a tent. It was so many tents out there. You could have said, "Hey, can y'all move for a second and step over here? We need to talk to y'all." Why you got it? That just looks suspicious. You got to take them all the way under bleachers. We're taking them. Oh, we're taking these over here to locker rooms. That in itself looks suspicious. Okay. And it should be on body cam. You should have had your body cam on the entire time while you're talking to witnesses. Okay. So what is that about? Hey, Cap X, did anybody catch when the cop walked up and said the son, but changed it and said the victim? Well, I think he was trying to say the suspect, but that cop sounded nervous too. He sounded nervous. And you know, one thing I thought about is he was a school resource officer. So I don't know if he felt that some of the heat was going to come on him, because he may have supposed to have been on duty with all those kids over there. But he was in his little building, his little office across the way there, and then came when they called. So I don't know if he was a little nervous that some stuff went down and maybe he was supposed to have been on duty. I don't know, but he sounded nervous. And then it just sounded suspicious or looked suspicious when he kept searching Karmelo, and then he kept repeating the alleged suspect part. And then the second time he did it, that's when Officer Ricky got just that part on her body cam, and then it looked like she turned around and cut it off, and then nothing else Karmelo is talking to her about we can hear. Okay, they didn't release none of her body cam while they're walking to that police car. That looks suspicious too. Okay, yes, they said they were blocking appeal, asking for 10 grand, and the new team are not getting paid for this case. Oh, Egyptian, I didn't know. I'm gonna have to look into that. Wow. Yeah, all the way to the locker room. It seems like Karmelo is the fall guy for everyone. This case seems at best circumstantial. Exactly. That may be so. I pray his attorneys are prepared for all accounting. Collin County's BS. Girl, okay. I'm telling you, I was thinking that they are going up against y'all. Ooh, I hope they are prepared. That's all I can say. I hope they're ready. And ain't no way that weapon was anything other than placed where it was. Ain't nobody throwing nothing in a perfectly straight line of bleachers directly behind them in the midst of chaos. Right. Because it would have been up a couple of bleachers. Yeah. And see, if the video was clear enough, we would be able to see if Karmelo indeed threw something or dropped something out of his hand. But because it's not a clear video, we cannot see that part. I thought it was said that Frisco ISD has state-of-the-art technology, cameras in the stadium. Why on earth would they put out bogus footage? Okay, you probably already know, sis. We already clocked that. That police officer probably was on something, no telling. He most definitely seemed nervous. Yes. Hey, Lena. Yeah, she says, I don't know what happened then because of her body cam. Yes, when I didn't see, I was hearing that part from Officer Cortez's body cam when she said, I don't know what happened. But after she came over and Karmelo said, I'm not alleged, I did. And then it was like either did it or didn't. She cut it. You could see her hand move over the body cam and it cut. But if you look at it from the other angle of the whole camera from off the building, she stepped over. Let me show y'all. I'm going to pull it up. She stepped over and you could see her quickly turn it, but we didn't get any other footage from her. Okay, why is that? Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Now, this video won't have sound. Hold on 1 second. Make sure y'all tap that like button. Okay, here we go. Let me show y'all where I'm talking about. Okay, so this here, let me rewind it. Shout out to Polo at Trolls for this video. This is Karmelo. Officer Cortez is walking him down. This is the coach that put something in by the trash can or in the trash can walking by them, right? This guy, another coach, it looked like, takes Karmelo's arm down and pushes him over. Now, also, y'all, that part is not captured in Officer Cortez's camera. It's not captured. Okay? We only see Officer Cortez saying, let me put these handcuffs on you. But that camera only moves with their torso. So wherever their torso goes, and cops know what they're doing, that's where it's going to go. So we could kind of see the man's face, though, in his video. But you can't see him pull Karmelo's arm down and push it behind him and push him over to the side. Now, here is the coach. Notice he's just standing around. He's not over there trying to help Austin. They have Karmelo in custody. They're sitting, this is the part on Cortez where he's sitting him down. So why are you still standing there, sir? Why are you still standing there? Now, here's Officer Ricky. She's walking up right here. Okay. Now, she's going to go over. Notice on Officer Cortez's body cam, he is twisting Karmelo from side to side, y'all. Just moving him side to side. Now, she catches it on her body cam when he says, I'm not alleged, I did it, right? Watch what she does right here. It's going to be quick. She moves over. She quickly touches it and turns. Now, when we look at it from her body cam, she's fumbling with it and it cuts off. Now, when she walks Karmelo out with Officer Cortez, we can kind of hear a little of Karmelo, but it's not really loud. We hear certain things from Cortez's body cam, but she only paraphrased some stuff that he said, but we can't hear none of what they're talking about right here when he starts talking to her. It should have been on her body cam. We can't hear nothing this whole time. And he's saying some stuff to her. Then another officer walks up. He taps his body cam. Okay, and then they're going to go out. Right here, he was still talking to her. Why are we not able to know what all Karmelo was saying to them? And another thing too, y'all, when they were on that field, and Karmelo was talking to the coaches, there was a lot of conversation. I don't know, one day we're going to sit up and we're going to really go through the time, how much time passes by. They did not include everything Karmelo was saying to them. I'm sorry. Y'all did not include, y'all gave maybe a sentence or two, but y'all were doing a lot of talking. Even this coach right here, because we could then see Karmelo getting all nervous. Like, what did he say to Karmelo? That's the thing. When he's seen on that field and he's getting all nervous and he falls to the ground, like, what all are you saying to him? Okay, so even that looks suspicious too. And we only going with their word. We have not heard any of this from Karmelo's side of what they could have possibly been saying. So those are things to think about. I wish they would include those two Black attorneys from Texas. I think, what do you mean? I think they're on, oh, you mean the not guilty boys? Yes, they are good too. We ain't seen the weapon because it does not have Karmelo's prints. And they should have had someone from forensics in there, okay, to talk about fingerprints and things of that sort. This definitely not CC first cover up. Oh, okay, girly, like they've been working on some stuff. They all conspired against this child, the cops, coaches too, it seems, since the very beginning. Okay, and then with that senator's son's involvement, this runs deep. I told you, Patrice, it's some other stuff, y'all. This, y'all, that's why some people get scared and nervous, okay, because of what they are up against with this case. And the people connected, the involvement, all of that goes deep. The officers have the capability to turn on and off their body cam footage, and that's why we get chopped up statements. Exactly. Right. Did y'all see the person recording? He has a brown coat and I think a white hat when they walk past. Let me see. Where is he on the, okay, let me watch it again. Hold on. Okay, this guy takes Karmelo's arm, pushes him to the side. Should not have been allowed to do that. He has on a coat. I don't know who this guy is too, in black right there. He was standing around too a lot, right here, watching and listening. I'm looking for the person you're talking about, and the coach just shooed them away. Now, Officer Ricky has on gloves, but in court they said they didn't want to bring in the weapon because they didn't have no gloves. Child, she had them on when they were arresting Karmelo. Oh, I missed it. Okay, I didn't see a person record. I'm gonna have to go back and look. Because I know over here it was a mom and her son standing there looking too. It looked like her son. I don't know if that was her son. I'm pretty sure it was a lot of people out there recording. And here's the tent in the background, y'all. This is farther away though, so we can't really see, but if they zoomed in, I don't know if it would distort it or not, but they have cameras on all sides, okay? There's probably a camera that goes directly back there towards that tent. So they have other camera angles, not just from the home side, not just from these buildings, but the visitor side as well. Yeah, that guy, he just stood there. There's Ricky. Yep. Officer Ricky turned something. Child looked like allegedly. There's a trash can. I don't know if it's the same trash can, but it just looked very suspicious. They putting out trash in the midst of a whole crime scene and emergency situation. Why is this trash can being put out? You're in the midst of a whole arrest, someone up here fighting for their lives, and you are moving a trash can. Come on now. What was that about? And he touching his, y'all. I don't know if y'all saw it. He touching his camera. They know, y'all, these cops know code. They know, hey, you got yours on. They know those codes. They know the eyes to look at each other. Hey, turn those off right quick. And they're gone. Okay. Now, something else, y'all. Let me see. Let's see. Yolanda said, I kind of think Eddie did it because they were still fighting after Mello left. Yeah, possibly. Hey, Clarinetta. Hey, Miss Lady T. Hi, Sicardia. Let's see. When the police walk with, oh, right there. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to see what you see. On the right or the left? He not at the fence? Okay. I don't know. It was a lot going on back here. And why did he parade him down without the cuffs? He could have put those cuffs on. Then they stop and it's wet out there. You got to put him all on the ground. You could have walked him to her. She was already coming in. I think that was intentional. Now watch when she comes in and she going to stand there for a second and get a recording of what he's saying. He purposely says, I have the alleged right here. You had already said that. I think he wanted Karmelo to say something else. And she got the recording of that part. She started fumbling and then she went over quickly, reached up and turned around and went back over there. They forgot about this camera. They didn't think that this camera was showing them right here. They wanted to do all of that before they got to the cop car. That's why they paused here. I mean, everybody just running around. It's just, they didn't secure this scene at all. It's crazy. Now watch how clear the camera gets. This other camera out here, this one is very clear. This camera view, very clear. That's crazy. Yes, I started off Tango with that, and I'm going to continue with that. I'm going to do a little more research and get some more info for you all. Let's see here. I believe it was Eddie and Hunter. They were the only ones covered in body fluids. That's the reason Hunter had to. Yeah. Now, Karen, tell me, where did y'all get the part about him changing clothes? Where did that come from? Because I hadn't heard that, but I do see people saying that. So I don't know where that came from. Miss Lady T said that's where all the evidence was thrown, where the kids put the poker in their BLDY clothes in the trash. He takes the trash can, blame Mello. Okay, they walk in Karmelo. Yeah, to sit him down, like that was suspicious. Like you could have just put the handcuffs on him and walked him to the police car and met up with her as she was coming in. You stopping there, doing all that, and then you take off to the car. What? That looks suspicious. Yeah, Karen, that's what Nothing But the Truth had played. His dad said that it took them to sedate Hunter, and it took about 5 officers to get him under control when he found out the news. I was like, wow. Karmelo was the only one trying to stay alive that day. All that swinging like Zorro. Okay. She said all that swinging like Zorro. Lord. Let's see. Sirius Raw, she said they were still fighting after Karmelo stood up. Karmelo was no longer the focus of the fight. They didn't stop fighting Eddie until Austin fell. Yes. Yes. That's true. Hey, Hawangi, yes, they do. You can stand your ground. He didn't have to retreat, but allegedly he tried to get out of there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sheila. What was he going with the trash can that fast when it's raining outside? That's suspicious in itself. And no, you know what? No one probably checked that trash can either. Because, see, we didn't see all of that until after the fact. You know, we get the videos and can go through it over and over and over. Like, they didn't notice anything about the trash can. Yeah, it was everybody against Melo. Seriously. Hey, Life is Nikisha. Welcome, sis. Okay, I am, Lena. I'm going to keep going through it and look at it again. Yeah, I don't know why the cameras look different in different areas. Make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free. And welcome everyone that's here in the bushes. Thank y'all for tapping in. Also, y'all, another question that came to mind, this is the last thing with this one, is the phone. Okay, Karmelo's phone. Now, it was stated that Karmelo was sitting there on his phone, okay, minding his business. And I started thinking, okay, when we watched that interview, hold on, let me show a little snippet of that. And shout out to all of y'all sending gifts, because I can't see those. Shelly Shells, unless I go to the other side, YouTube side. So everyone that's sending gifts, I'm not ignoring it, but I can't see it on StreamYard. But thank y'all, those of you who are sending gifts. Thank y'all so much. And thank you for being sponsors to the live. Okay, let me pull up for those of you who didn't see this short. This stood out to me when I went back and I looked at the mom and dad's interview. With Breakfast Club. Okay. Let me share. Okay, here we go.
Saying that there was an incident, no phone call, no anything.
You know how
my instinct was because Karmelo, he's the type of child to let me know everything that's going on. And it wasn't like him to not call me and tell me what was going on. So when I received the email, we have Life 360. So I went into Life 360. I'm like, wait, they said the buses made it back to the school, but Karmelo location is still stating that he's at the stadium. Like, what's going on? So I headed to the school, and that's how I found out what happened.
And how I found out, I was actually in a work meeting, and when she first called me, I thought it was because it was right after April Fools. I was like, oh, y'all playing this, because he doesn't, this is not him. Yeah. So I was like, oh, you playing, all right, whatever. But she was like, no, he was involved in the stabbing. So when we heard that, I didn't know what happened at the time.
One thing that stands out when I listen to this clip is when Carmelo Anthony's mom says that Karmelo calls her pretty much for everything. I'm wondering, where was Carmelo's phone during this time? Once he was able to reach the coach, when he took off running and they were talking on the field and so forth, why in those moments before he was arrested did he not contact his mom and at least let his mom know what happened or where he was and that he was possibly about to be arrested? So the key could lie in Karmelo's phone. What led him to the tent that day? So I'm gonna pause it there. Now, remember we were hearing in the beginning that allegedly Eddie had text Karmelo, told Karmelo to come over to his tent. I don't know if he waved him down. We don't know what text messages were in that phone. Now, the courts are pretty much sealing things, okay, where a lot of records are sealed. However, the parents, they pretty much have access to find some things out. Now, some were saying that his phone was broken. Because at this point, y'all, we can say what we're hearing, but until I really want to hear it from Karmelo, because I don't trust some of these stories, some of the things these people are saying, child. Now, if the parents come out and they say it was, then so be it. I really want to hear some stuff. I wish we could directly from him. Okay. Now, this is the thing. Even if his phone was broken, the parents don't have to go to the police or anything to get their own phone records, right? And even if the phone was broken, that does not remove things out of the cloud. So they said that they had this Life 360. Okay. So I said, okay, let me look up what all does Life 360 do that they could possibly look into pertaining to this time frame and so forth. Because she said that's how she knew something was off. Now I'm still a bit like, it's a little blurry there because I'm wondering. Well, someone did say if it's broken, maybe it'll still show that you're in that same location, because she said it was showing that Karmelo was still there, but the police had taken him to jail. I'll work that thing out of my mind somehow. Okay, so it says depending on the subscription level and the permissions granted on each phone, Life 360 can share real-time location of circle members on a map. Okay, it can show location history, including where a phone has been and when it arrived or left specific places. Okay, so you can tell if like a person was probably on one side of the field and then they moved to another side of the field, or if they were in the car and then now they're somewhere in a building. Like, it can show locations. Now, the only thing it won't show, like, because they were under the tent, that's too close. Okay, like he made little movements there or so forth. It wouldn't be able to pinpoint that. Yes, when they searched him, the phone was not there, because I did go back and listen, and he said he even did not have his phone. He didn't say if it was broken, but he did not have his phone. Yeah, they don't need the actual phone to get info. Right, exactly. They can do a phone dump. Thank you. And welcome, Elvira. It's not like the police can't pull the records from the provider. Yes, all of this should have been pulled during the actual trial. Okay. I wonder, did Karmelo write a statement of what took place? Hey, I'm wondering, did he ever get an interrogation room, where they go into the interrogation room, the little video of when he's sitting there answering questions? Did they even ask him certain questions? Okay. So then it can also send place alerts, such as notifications when someone arrives at or leaves home, school, or work. It can provide driving reports like speed, hard braking, rapid acceleration, phone use while driving. Okay, if you got teenagers, you can talk to them and let them know, look, your phone's showing you on the phone while you drive. Quit doing that. Okay. It can detect possible crashes and notify emergency contacts. Other emergency features such as SOS alerts and emergency dispatch assistance in some regions and subscription tiers. It can also help to locate a lost phone by showing its last known location and in some cases allowing it to ring. It can monitor battery level so circle members can see if someone's phone is running low. Now, some stuff that it cannot do, it cannot read your text messages, and this is on the Life 360 part. It can't listen to phone calls or conversations. It can't access the content of photos or emails. anything recorded or see what you're typing. It can't do that. But it can show a timeline of your movement and things of that sort. So they can pretty much look into their Life 360 history, see what they can gather from that, and also the direct cloud, whether it's, I don't know if he had an iPhone or an Android, but you can do that pretty much on both. Okay, you can do that pretty much on both to see what was there. Now, it would have been neat, y'all, if he had hit that record button while all of this was going on and he had a recording of what was happening under that tent too. Now, I don't know if he had thought about that, okay? But baby, that would have been slick, okay? Baby, they could have went back to that record and captured it all. So that would be one thing that they would not be able to delete. But I don't know. I don't know if he took any pictures of them standing there. I don't know. But they need to look into the phone and that Life 360 to see what information they can gather. She said, hope it was on. The phone, no, it wasn't. It is what it is. Yep. His phone wasn't in his backpack and it wasn't inside of his pocket. Now, I'm wondering, did his mom bring it up? Did she bring that up? The only thing we heard from her is she was able to locate through like 360 that the phone was pinging there. But I wonder, did she ever bring up the fact of where's his phone, or has she received it by now? Because it's not in evidence. It's not with his things. Hey, Latte, welcome, sis. Okay, they should have called his parents anyway. So yes, that was the other thing. So I'm wondering, why didn't the coaches call his parents, or even before he was arrested, not to try to get out of going to jail, but if he tells his mother pretty much everything and contacts her, could he have contacted her if he didn't have his phone through one of the coaches' phones? Like, can I call my mama right quick? Or tell someone, hey, call my mama. Did he not think to do that? Like, that was odd to me too. That was odd. These people ain't right if I don't know nothing else. Okay. They probably are suppressing his interrogation video as well, possibly. Okay. That phone was still on site after he was gone. Shows those kids did something to his phone. Okay. It will even show if the phone was in the garbage, it would have then moved with the okay. It would have moved with the trash pickup. If someone took his phone, it will show that move as well. Mom probably have all the movement of the phone. Now, that's a good thing. I hadn't thought about that. If they had thrown that into the trash can, then it would have picked it up as moving from one. Ooh, woo. I didn't even think about that, Alvaro. Thank you. That's what I'm wondering. Did he drop it? See, it's so many things that are still not clear, okay, with the whole phone. He's sitting there on the phone. Did they grab him up? Did it fall? Did they grab it? Did they break it? It's certain things that are still not clear. Bishop Eli said, too, if I'm not mistaken, the family pastor or bishop. Okay. Wasn't there a phone on the bed? Yes. 3 the hard way. Yes, there was a phone on that bench, because I pointed out a couple of them. Let me see if I can pull that up right quick. I remember pointing them out, but I don't know if any of these phones were Karmelo's phones. But one of the phones looked like it would have been in the vicinity of where he was. Okay, let me find the evidence picture. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show y'all. Let me find that picture. Okay, here it is. Thank y'all for tapping in. Make sure you hit that like button. It is for free. Okay, let's see here. All right, so right here, okay, where this one shoe is, there's a phone right here. Okay, so I don't know whose phone that is. Let me use my little Give me 1 second. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. Okay, so we have a phone right here. It looks like we have a phone here. So these people were probably on that phone. Okay, so I don't know whose phone that is. And then I think it was another phone. And then they have the phones in the rain too, y'all. So that could have destroyed some evidence too. Let me make it bigger again. Okay, we have phones here, a phone here. Then we have the backpack right here. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would have been 7. Now, if this is Karmelo's backpack right here, notice, look at all these people that would have been back here at this tent that could have witnessed this whole thing. But you know what this, if this, I'm counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this photo. Let me see if I can go back further on another. It's a reason I want to show y'all. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is where Karmelo was probably sitting. The weapon was found between 9 and 10. 8. Wait, let me come again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The weapon was way back here. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna point it. The weapon was right here. Karmelo could have allegedly been sitting right here. So when he got up and he eased back out of the tent, that meant that before he took off running, he would have had to, that thing would have had to land back. Y'all, this, whoo, child, this too much. And we can't even see it on the video because everything's so blurry. Even when they highlighted him, we can't see what his hand's doing. Okay, she said, I wonder if cameras were in the courtroom in case someone crashed out. I know there were none for the public, but surely they had them for the courtroom. Probably. Yeah. The policemen were supposed to notify Karmelo's parents. They were supposed to. Yes, that's what I don't understand. They never did. They so busy trying to get everything on recording, though. Okay. It said the twins destroyed his phone. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm just, y'all get where I'm going. Not that I don't believe y'all, okay, and what y'all see. I'm hearing that, but I'm trying to see, how do we prove it? Like, where's the evidence of that? Where was it stated? Who said it? Because see, I'm questioning everything these people were saying, child, because it's given a lot of this were lies and cover-ups. I don't even know what's factual unless I hear it with my own ears, or it's a trusted individual, or Karmelo himself. Okay, that's what I want to know. The lawyers had some access to the phones because they presented in court text messages between Melo and EP. Okay, so I want to know if they got some of those text messages. What other messages did they see? Did they see Eddie text Karmelo, or did they? Oh, but you know what? They probably got some things from Karmelo's phone, but I'm wondering, did they try to get some things from Eddie's phone? Eddie's phone would have been key also if they had that data to see if perhaps he had texted twins, or if there had been conversations about Karmelo in his phone. She said, "Not was OB. That's my text message. Moving too fast." Now, Lena, what are you saying right there? He probably did tell that fake coach to call his. Okay, Miss Lady T, because I was about to call you Lena. Miss Lady T, clock it. Because Karmelo, y'all, under that, in that video, when he came out of from up there under the tent, right? He ran down. He ran to the coach. And so some of that, the coach did tell us what all he had said. But when they came back down and he was walking with the coach and they were standing there talking, a lot of that conversation that was being had, we really don't know what was being stated by Karmelo in those moments. Okay. We can only go by what they're telling us. And I know it was way more than 2 sentences. Okay. They were having a lot of conversation right there. I'm going to break that down with the timestamps one day so we can see how much time. Phones or the knives they used were thrown in the trash. Okay, the tent looks little. Yeah, they moved it down too on this picture too. Yeah, they up there looking for it. Well, some students pointed it out to them. Okay. They didn't even know where it was. And my thing is this, they should have asked Karmelo. We shouldn't have heard that part on the body cam. Okay, so what did you use? Where are you saying the alleged, you saying you have to defend yourself and stuff? Well, where is it? What did you use to defend yourself? Like, they should have been asking more questions so they could have gathered that, put it into the evidence bag. Okay, and taken all of that bag or gave it to the detectives, or for them to turn it in as evidence. Like, where is all of that footwork? It looked like y'all just took some body cam footage, let us hear that, put him in a car. We don't know where it went after. We haven't seen any interrogation videos. Y'all taking clothes, putting them in trunks, moving the cars, crime scene investigators going into trunks, getting clothes. What kind of bootleg crime scene investigations y'all got going on in Collin County? This is crazy. Okay, that's why it's becoming so many robberies and things like that, because clearly they're starting to see a trend that y'all don't do thorough investigations. These young kids out here doing armed robberies now. And I'm hearing that that's not the first. I think when I was reading about that armed robbery that took place 4 days ago, I think, then, hey, there was another one not too long ago. They're seeing that y'all are not doing your work. Okay? And in this case, we definitely peeped it. We need to see messages from Eddie to Austin, Hunter. She said, and the goons. Okay, as far as we know, all the kids had pockets. But after everything happened, they just started dropping them. This is why we need forensics, fingerprints, DNA. Yes. Eddie's phone for sure. Yes. A witness said they seen the weapon after the stabbing. Who went up those bleachers other than Hunter, who didn't even go that far up? Well, it was in the police report. Let me see which student said it. Because I was like, if they coming to tell y'all, they probably the ones put it. They probably put it there. Okay, let's see here. Because that's how I found out it was between bleachers 9 and 10. Okay, here it is. Okay, let me make sure y'all can see that. Okay, look at the second highlighted part. And it says, the officers on scene were informed that the knife that was used was tossed and was still believed to be somewhere close. Eventually, one of the witnesses said, now check this out, they remember seeing it on the bleachers still. Officer Shawls was able to locate the knife. It was located between rows 9 and 10 near seat 30, closest to the aisle, partially open. The rain began to come down again heavily, and it was determined that instead of moving the knife, the officers would cover it with the large blue tarp. So who was the witness? See, right here would have been key to tell us which one of those witnesses told. See, everything is intentional. Okay. It's a reason y'all putting initials other places, but certain places is so vague. Because if y'all had put who that was probably the person who put it there. Okay. That's probably, if they come into the police, baby, most of these teenagers not trying to even talk to the police like that. Oh, but they hurrying up trying to come over there and tell y'all where this little knife tool was. They all up in the rain, coming back telling the police they looking for it. It was intentional. They didn't say which one of the witnesses told them that. Yeah, right, Lena. Exactly, DC Fly. I would have been looking at them side eye. Oh, okay. How did you know? I would have been asking them questions. You all up there looking? This is a crime scene. That should have been shut down. How come the yellow tape around those tents should have let them know, look, don't come here. So why are you all up there looking? And come on now. That would have been suspicious to me. Okay? Y'all coming to tell me about a knife. I just don't think those knives and evidence are the same knife. Seems like two different. It does. The pictures look like two different knives. Yeah. She said everybody's involved, the entire damn town. She said the entire damn town. The Stepford town. Okay, girl, that's why I should have shook my head yesterday. Y'all, it was so much when I went down this rabbit hole. I said, oh, do I even want to go down this path? Because it's so much. And I think they've been doing it for so long and have gotten away with it. This particular case has put a spotlight on it. You see what I'm saying? So now it's like, oh, what do we do? You know, we've been doing it for so long. Now, all of a sudden, they put the spotlight on it. Exactly, Lena. I thought about that, girl. It's like another droll case. Lord. The weapon was not in court. That's crazy. Miss Lady T said, plus the coach took him back to the tent, and Melo was probably so confused, like, man, they just jumped me, not knowing about Austin and Pope. Melo ain't do it. Oh, yeah. You know what, Miss Lady T? That's what I was saying, too. When he was running, he was actually running from them. You know, like trying to go get help, like to safety. Like, let me get to a coach to get some help. They are trying to point him out, saying he did it. And then he was probably confused as to what's going on. And I don't know what he thought he did. Okay, because he's asking, was he all right? He's clearly saying he was trying to protect himself. So what did he do? That's what we don't know. What Karmelo thought he did. I don't know. That part is still a question mark for me. And why is that again? BS, right? One of the knives looks like one was white and one was black and one was gray. Which coach was that? Which one, DC Fly? The one he ran to? That's what I'm going to have to do. Get all of those coaches. And I'm going to do a little diagram because with the names, and when we read, one said this and one said that during the transcripts, I'm a visual person, so I don't want to say which one unless I go back and read it. And I didn't even think I was going to go this deep into this today, but I wanted to point out some things that y'all are asking me. So yeah, we'll definitely come back to that, because what was said down there on that field was way more than was put in that transcript at court and in this police document. Okay. He was saying way more than a couple of sentences. They just tried to sum it up. Okay. Even if your phone is broken, it will still ping in the location. Yes, protecting your peace. Someone told me that under the video today. Yes, I definitely will. Yes, you're welcome. But y'all, that was all that I pretty much had for y'all today. We will go deeper into the Nolan case, because guess what? Y'all know the internet is undefeated, okay? We will get to the bottom of things before the investigators do. And we want to definitely call out some things that are not right with this case. Because even before this live, I started seeing updates and things coming out. So I definitely want to go over some more of that. Shout out to Tim, Caramel Shell, and then also those that sent gifts, because I can't see those on StreamYard. Thank y'all for being sponsors for today's live. I really appreciate it. Shout out to the mods that were in the building on today. Thank you, ladies, so much. She said, okay, help me out. Did anybody see the switch off between the coaches with Karmelo? You mean giving Karmelo to another coach? Because they did bring that up in the report or the transcripts too. Is that what you're talking about, Lena? Because I did see that. And that was talked about, yes. I'm still trying to figure out why that one coach, though, was hanging around like that. Now, I can see if he was trying to like talk to Karmelo, like, you know, hey, it's gonna be all right, or, you know, just being there as a sport, but he was looking all mad and, you know, just not seeming like he was a part of him or helping him or his coach. You know, not that he's trying to get him out of trouble or anything like that, but could have been calling his mom, or it was just odd how he went over to that fence, and he did it when the attention was not on him, when he walked over to that fence. And then all of a sudden, when that coach that was with Karmelo started walking back, he came from by the fence and he went back over there with them. Now, I don't know what all he started telling Karmelo, but Karmelo started getting all nervous and he fell to the ground, and then he stood back up. Let me see if I can find that right quick. I told y'all, the more I talk, the more I just want to show y'all, because some people may not know what I'm talking about. Let me show y'all just right quick. Hold on one second. Let's see. Because I was like, well, what did he say to him? Why all of a sudden he got like nervous, like extra nervous in that moment, and then he kind of fell on the ground. Like some stuff was being said to him in that moment, and I don't think they were telling it all. Let's see, is this the one? Give me 1 second. See, I don't be having stuff ready. Y'all just be throwing stuff at me. And then I'm like, let me look for it right quick. Let me look for it. Because I had it the other day already ready. Let's see. Is that it? Okay, here it is. Okay. Let me go to just that part and then I'm going to pull it up. Right. Okay, we can watch it from this part. If y'all want to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, Cash App, or buy a coffee. Those links are in the description field of the video or in the chat. Okay, so here's the video where the coaches have Karmelo. Okay. Notice why it's starting to happen. Walking over. Okay, Karmelo, he's by himself for this little bit. He pauses. Goes to a coach. He's talking to a coach. You could tell he's very animated telling what's happening. Okay. Then they're standing there and the coach is kind of hugging him, trying to calm him down. Karmelo reaches his arm up. That was a sweet moment when I saw that. I was like, oh, and okay. So then they're walking and talking. See, all of this should have been, there's a lot of walking and talking and stuff going on. Okay. They're right here. Now, they're still right here talking. Okay, here's the guy, the other coach with the brown shorts, khaki shorts. They pass him, okay? Notice right here, he pauses for a second. Now he does, it looks like an umbrella, okay? He puts right there, but at the same time though, the other guy He picks the trash can up. That's when he puts it in his pocket. Now, as Karmelo's coming back, that guy joins them. Okay. Notice the other young man back there. He's just walking because our attention was right here. And then we're going to see him run on by. Now, look, a lot of conversation is being had. There he goes. He done took off, child, whatever he had. See all this conversation being had right here? It's a lot of stuff being had. It's being said. I'm sorry. What's all being said? What's all being said? Look, he drops down to the ground. Whatever they said is making him nervous. He's scared. I don't know. A lot is being said right here. Still talking. Here's that coach. He's looking around. A lot of conversation. What's being said? We don't know what all is being said. It's a lot of people around right here. Still talking. I told you it was a lot of conversation. Still talking. They shouldn't have been doing all that talking right here. Why y'all not calling his mama? His dad? Still talking. And this coach, he the one got Cortez's attention right here with the brown khakis. This is when we see it from Cortez's body cam when he's walking Karmelo with his arms up in the air. That coach follows them the whole time. He follows them the whole time. Look at him. He's just standing around. Why you got to do all this? Just put the handcuffs on him. If you're going to put the handcuffs, he could just put the handcuffs in. And this guy just standing there. It's like he was parading him around. He's following. And then they go out right here. That's when we saw it from the other angle. And he stands around the whole time. See, he paused here for a reason. He could have just taken Karmelo on in handcuffs to the car. But he stood here for a reason. He's just standing there. And that's back there where he's putting Karmelo on the ground. We're seeing it from the other side. Ricky is about to come in a second. There's Officer Ricky. She walks up. She walks back over here. In a second, she's going to turn something and walk back over there. She does it really quickly. Bam. And goes back. He's still standing there. And then this is when they take Karmelo out. He's still standing there. Wow. And that was that, y'all. Okay, let me see what y'all said because I was on another screen. Hey, Blue Ski. Yeah, he had a coach there. I got to see what was that coach's name. There was a Centennial coach. Yeah, planting seeds. I want to know what was he saying to all of those coaches and people around him. They had a lot of conversation, more than just 2 sentences. Yep, he did say he said that, but there was way more talking than just that. He made Karmelo realize how serious the incident was. Karmelo thought the guy was okay. Remember, Coach said his life would be changed or something like that. Yes, he did. One time, he did. Yeah, don't trust none of them, child. How did he know Austin was going to die? Right, DC Fly. How did he know that? He didn't know for sure. For one, the ambulance, they hadn't even reached the tent yet. Remember, paramedics, they came when right around the time they were leaving out. Remember that? Because Cortez was saying, yeah, paramedics, you can go that way. So the paramedics were not even there yet. So to me, I believe certain things were said so they could get certain responses from Karmelo. Like, he noticed every time when Cortez said that he had the suspect or the alleged suspect, Karmelo said something. So he had already done it at the end when the coach was standing there. Notice he was strategic and said it a couple of more times. And when Officer Ricky walked up, he said it again because he knew Karmelo was about to say something. Every time he said it, Karmelo said something. So he was like, this time I want to get it on her camera too. And then we didn't hear anything else from hers. Right, Monica. Clock it. Yep. Oh, yeah, we already know that. I hope Karmelo still has his notes from court. Oh, you know what? Those notes from court, they probably looked at those notes and they probably have chunked those notes. Hopefully he will share what he wrote, can share the info with his new lawyers. So that's a good thing to bring up. Yeah. Look at the boy in the white shirt by the fence. He doing something. Oh, Miss Lady T, I missed it because I was on a different screen. Yeah, I didn't get why he took him back down that way too. But see, the thing of it is, it's like he was trying to do this humiliation parade. He could have put the cuffs on Karmelo right when he brought him to him. You see what I'm saying? He never read him his rights. He could have, even when Karmelo started talking, that should have cued that officer. Let me read him his Miranda rights. Even if he had already said something, at that point, it should have clicked in your mind that I need to read him his Miranda rights. We have to consider he hasn't been to jail before. He didn't know. He's thinking he's just taking accountability. Yeah, we never know, Miss Lady T. It could have been some threats. We don't know. They were doing a lot of talking down there. That was the second coach who was with Karmelo. Right. Thank you, Shelly. Trying to incite a riot. He put Karmelo, the suspect, in danger. And then when that other guy, because I hadn't seen it from the other angle, when that other guy, I don't know if he was a coach because he had on the white sleeves. And so when they were coming down and Karmelo had his hands up, that's when that man touched Karmelo's arm, pushed his arm down behind him and pushed him over to the side. That's when Cortez said, let me put the cuffs on. But see, in his body cam, we can't see the guy touching Karmelo's arm and pushing him over to the side. We only saw that from the other camera. See, it's almost like that movie Vantage Point, okay? If you've seen that movie, everyone sees the same event. However, there are people standing at different angles, and they were able to see different things with the event. See, those cops forgot about the camera footage from the building. Okay, Ricky, she forgot when she was fumbling with that camera and it goes off. Girl, we just saw you quickly go over. Because see, the reason why y'all know why she quickly went over? The reason why she stepped away from them is so that it wouldn't pick up in Cortez's body cam. He had his body camera still on. Okay, baby, we done already seen stuff like this even in movies. Okay, I was watching a movie last night. I think it was called Red River Run or something. And they had some crooked cops on there, and some of the things that they do, they will lie for each other, they will cover for each other. And we're not saying all cops are like that, but there are some that will. Okay, that know that the other one is doing wrong, and they try to take up and cover for them, all of that. They know how the body cams work. They know how to place their finger over the little speakers. Okay, they know how to do all of that. So nothing surprises us. Okay, nothing. He needs to take the stand, yes. But as we said earlier, his name is not even on the arrest report as a witness at all. He's like a ghost throughout the whole report, like he wasn't even there. Right. Free Karmelo. She said he should be charged with withholding information from a criminal investigation. Clock it. A staff member has to stay with the student during school incidents, but he should have been telling him they could call his parents. Exactly. Austin was alive when he left the stadium. His demise didn't come from the staff. That was secondary. And Karen, that's what we waiting, to see with the autopsy report. And they should have a whole narrative with that autopsy report, not just the diagram by itself. There should also be a toxicology report. Yes, Hunter, his name was not in there as a witness. It's like he was a whole ghost. Okay. They couldn't see Hunter's name up in there. No initials that say HM or nothing. Why is that? And I question, see, my thing is this. I would like to see the witness list, because the reason I say that is because they probably tried to keep him out of the courtroom anyways, just for certain reasons. They didn't want to influence the jury, and probably just used that excuse as he was on the witness list. Do we have proof of that? Because I'm not trusting none of y'all. Okay, was he really on a witness list? Because why didn't he testify if he was on a witness list? No, y'all probably kept him off and was using that. Oh, we can't call him in here. He can't come into the courtroom because he's on the witness list. We need proof. We need proof of all of that, because I'm side-eyeing everything y'all say. Okay. Yeah, he wasn't even listed as a possible witness on the arrest report. And I didn't think about that until yesterday, when Nothing But the Truth was saying that Hunter was on the witness list for court, and he didn't go in there. See, his mom, she was telling too much. She said the state kept telling him, no, don't come in yet. No, don't come in, because he wanted to eventually come in there. Well, if he's a witness, he should have been coming in there anyways. So they were telling him, no, don't come in, don't come in. So he wanted to finally come in. So they snuck him. When the jury came in, they snuck him into the back. When everybody was standing, they snuck him to the back, and he was sitting in the back. But why was it such a problem for him to come in if he should have been a witness anyways? Okay, he messed up by doing the 2 interviews. He probably could have gotten away with us not knowing any of that, because it's not in the police report at all. We only heard that because of him. None of his friends have put him in the equation. But see, he was so busy trying to put a lot of the blame on his own brother. Okay, he was trying to put a lot of the blame on Austin. Austin took the book bag. Austin this, Austin that. Till he told off on himself. Okay, because you still put yourself there. So it looks very crazy to not be a possible witness on a whole police report. Were you even there when they started getting all the witnesses together? He may have snuck out, but at some point, he had to have been there, because we heard him in the 911 call. They said during court, when they played it too, he was crying and stuff. And even the coach said when he was trying to apply pressure to Austin's wound, he had to push Hunter to the side. I guess he was trying to get down there and help and so forth. Okay. She said, just because Hunter is the one that really did it, honey, 5K. I don't know. She said, where's your member only link? Oh, let me see. Shelly, is Shelly in here? I think Shelly can get it for you. T Smith. Hey, T Smith. Let's see. I'll make it get it right quick. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We just chatting at this point. One of the things, y'all, that came out that I was kind of sharing that I did not notice for those of you who are just coming in is Hunter's name under the arrest report, and I'll pull that back up, is nowhere listed as a witness when Hunter has already done 2 interviews. Okay, let me put this here. And y'all, I do share things with the members that I do not share publicly all the time, because we definitely talked about some other stuff pertaining to the dad that we found and all of that. So certain things, you want to become a member, I put that link in there to get some more exclusive benefits, okay? Shout out to all the members who are lit up in green. She said here in Texas, I believe as long as they read rights prior to booking in at the jail, it's okay. Yeah. But I'm wondering, did they read the rights at all? Okay, I don't know. It wouldn't have to be caught on camera. Yeah, let Megan keep on talking. Look, she probably was like, let me shut up. We ain't heard another panel discussion with her. Thank you, T. Smith. If you listen to both of Hunter's interviews, he lied on both. Yes, he really did. He definitely did. You have to, and nothing but the truth. She says it best. Liar. Girl was tickled when she heard this. I was done. Y'all got to catch the replay at the beginning. We played her video, and it was so neat. Let's see. Hunter wasn't supposed to be in the courtroom during sentencing, only the victim's statement, but he had a temper tantrum, right, according to his mother. That's how he got in. Now, see, that's what I'm saying. If a whole detective could not keep him out, what do you think Karmelo was supposed to do? If it took 5 police officers to contain him, according to his dad, what do you think Karmelo Anthony was supposed to do? These are things that the defense should have brought up. Okay, they should have been bringing that up. Hi, Bonnie Council. She said, bright evening, open book and chat. Glad I get to be a part of the chat. Enjoy your perspective on the Karmelo case. Thank you so much. And welcome to the open book. Thank you for joining. Hey, Alitab, just looking and paying attention. Good catch. Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all, I had to go back. Let me pull that up and show y'all. I did not see his initials in this report. We would not have known half of what we know, okay, if it had not been for Hunter's interview. Let me go back to that part. Okay, the only witnesses that they kind of put down were the 3 that were supposed to have been separated until detectives could speak with them. I guess they had the bulk of the story of what happened. And Eddie P, he was listed, and then someone said it possibly could be a Jose J person and an MN person. Those 3 were taken to a medical locker room. Okay, I don't know why they had this exclusive little room or spot, but they were supposed to have been separated in that locker room. Their cell phones were also supposed to have been taken from them and later turned over to Sergeant Bissonette. Then we said, below is a list of students who identified themselves as witnesses to the stabbing of Austin, okay? And then on Memorial High School's bus, we have these students. Now, Hunter's not listed, regardless of whether he wrote the bus or not. He's not listed here, and he's not listed with the 3. He should have been at the top of the list, but he's not listed anywhere, y'all. Anywhere. Okay, that is suspicious. She said, so it was my understanding those that were under the tent testified, so why didn't Hunter? Thank you. Exactly. It would have probably made the jurors have a different interpretation. Right. Because Hunter could have shared what he shared with the world on those interviews. That information was not shared with the jurors. Now, they probably did see it when we saw it. Child, they had been watching the news. They had seen Hunter. A lot of those people had already seen this case. Okay? They had seen Hunter's interviews, child. They just had their minds made up, in my opinion. Let's see. Y'all community wall, backside of whatever y'all got. Oh, the members. Thank you so much, Monica Bags. Big. Welcome to the Open Book family. Let's see. Somebody said one of the twins' initials was on the knife. I don't know. I don't know. 105K says she already called it. Even if Karmelo did stab Austin, Karmelo has a solid case for self-defense, being attacked by at least 2 bullies. Yeah, so that was suspicious, y'all. And then also, we had said earlier, Hunter and some of his friends some years ago, they were kind of mocking some of the LGBTQ community with saying, calling some of the guys sassy shooters, like if they were sassy and they had a gun. Him and Austin and some of their boys were mocking some of those students, or I ain't gonna say students, just LGBTQ people. There's no sound. That's Austin. That's another friend. That's Hannah. He got a nickname too, y'all. I was like, Lord, what in the sassy shooters is going on? I was like, this is what they do. Child, it's too much. They were supposed to be taken to interrogation rooms and all separated for questioning. Yes, they were. Where's that footage? Yeah. Yeah, it was very lame. Even if he would have, it still wouldn't have made a difference. They saw him guilty. Yeah, Lena. That's what they were trying to say. Lena, they were trying to poke fun. It was some other videos. I know he had one, and I don't know if he struggled with self-esteem issues or whatever, but the caption was, y'all put the F in front, uckable, but not lovable. So he was good enough to have sex with, but I guess not good enough to be loved. So he had a video posted like that. I don't know. It's a lot. Hey, Rebby, welcome to the Open Book family. I appreciate your support. Yeah, Monica. I was like, okay. And I'm telling y'all, going through those videos, like those boys were little too. They were pretty much like Karmelo size too. It looked like they just kind of grew. Like, y'all know how you can go to the Dollar Tree and get those towels, and you put the towels in, you put the little towels in some water and they grow. It seemed like over 2 years, they just grew into these big, thick boys. I'm like, what in the world? Because I didn't even know that was them. Going back, looking at some of the videos, I was like, huh? This is I did not know that was just a couple of years ago. And then it seemed like they just grew into these big, thick boys. They were purposely doing that. Yeah. Trying to mock them. It hurt me to my soul to hear and see Karmelo crying. He put his hands on me, then handcuffed while recovering from shoulder. Oh, yes, Bonnie. That's a very good point. I didn't even think about that. He had just had surgery about 6 months prior. Yes, that is something to think about. So that could have hurt, the inside of his shoulder too. Because sometimes you're still healing. You may feel better on the outside, but sometimes like the inside, it still takes time to fully heal from surgeries and so forth. So that's a very good point. And then his arms were stretched. Now, y'all, yesterday I was sharing with the members that on the photos, okay, let me go back to, I told y'all, once we get into this is why sometimes I don't go live with y'all. Because, see, we get to talking and digging into stuff. Then we on here 2 or 3 hours. I said I'm going to do an hour and be out. Okay, so let's see here. Let me show y'all something. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Now, here was Karmelo's hoodie. Let me add it to the stage. I bet they purposely hit him on his injured shoulder side. I bet Eddie told him, girl, you crazy. You see, y'all didn't add it more. I bet Eddie told him about the surgery. Now, we don't know that. That's funny. Y'all just add some stuff now. New email just was dropped today about Carmelo Anthony appeal, how they have blocked it. What do you mean by blocked it? What happened? Road rage is what a lot of athletes have if they are using. Wait, what is it called? Roid? Oh, roid rage. Oh, okay. Wow. Open book. That's the Twins coach. He is on the live with Megan. His name is Brandon. Oh, is that the one? Wait, the one that was walking along the fence? Because I remember that live. The panel. Okay. Ooh, child, yeah, I'm about to get off because it's starting to thunder. Okay, so I was looking at this picture here. And so I was like, where is the blood? Because they were like showing this hoodie for a reason. Y'all, let me circle. Right here. It's a little dot. Okay. So that's supposed to be it in one picture. And this is supposed to be it in another picture. Now I was like, now wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, shoot. I always forget to close this back. I'm trying to make it bigger. Now, wait a minute. This looks like somebody had a crayon and just went a little bit of crayon and just kind of colored like a little streak right there. Like, that's not, oh, I'm going to have to look into that, Red Bee. Let's see. Y'all, hold on one second. Because you're not the first person that came in here to tell me something like that. So let me see here. Y'all knew, hey, y'all already knew this was not going to be an easy fight, though. Okay. We already knew it was not going to be. Let's see. Third party. Oh my gosh. Hold on, y'all. What in the world? Give me 1 second. Thank y'all for your patience. I'm going to have to do some research because I don't want to share something. Because this was 12 hours ago. Okay. This is preliminary, okay? But let me share with y'all this info. And we'll come back to that. Let me make it a little bigger. Okay, so I'm gonna verify this. Okay, so hey, we just want to kind of get heads up on some stuff. So it says Texas Court of Appeals rejects third-party filing in Carmelo Anthony appeal. A recent notice from the Fifth Court of Appeals in Dallas explains that documents and a $300 money order submitted by a third party regarding the Carmelo Anthony appeal were returned without being filed. According to the court, the documents reference entities that were not the Fifth Court of Appeals of Texas. The paperwork did not appear to request any relief from the Court of Appeals. Even if the documents were intended to seek relief on behalf of Carmelo Anthony, they were not signed by an attorney licensed in Texas representing him in the appeal. As a result, the court stated it would not file the documents and would take no action on them. The $300 money order submitted with the documents was also returned to the sender. What does this mean? This filing does not become part of the appellate record. It does not affect the appeal timeline. It does not help or harm Carmelo Anthony's appeal. The appeal continues to proceed through the normal appellate process and through counsel authorized to represent Mr. Anthony. This notice serves as a reminder that criminal appeals must generally be handled by the defendant's attorney of record or through procedures recognized by the court. Third parties cannot independently file legal actions on behalf of a defendant unless authorized by law or court rules. Okay, now let me hold on. Yes, I did drop it, love me. T Smith or Shelly, can y'all drop the members link again? I had dropped it earlier. Let me look at the docket, y'all, and see have there been any updates on the docket today. I was thinking that, oh man, I'm gonna have to link my thing again. Oh boy. You know what? I'll check it a little later. I'll check it when I get off because I'm gonna go into the docket and look at that because I want to see what do they have on the docket because it shows the movement of the whole process. We can't click on links or anything like that, but it does show when subpoenas are issued and when this has been. Hold on, I'm making. Give me 1 second. Thank y'all for your patience. Look, this hot off the press. I have to go find stuff. I'm trying to move fast. Make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free. Okay. Let's see if there have been any updates. Yeah, no updates today. The last update on the actual docket was June 30th. So I don't see these changes as of right now. So I'll keep a lookout on the docket itself. But I don't know what that means. As far as they said, it doesn't help or hurt his case, though. Hey, Stacy. Yes, girl, that little thing looked like a little crayon. So we'll keep a lookout for that appeal update, y'all, and see what's going on with that. I will say this. Now, appeal lawyers, with what y'all working up against, y'all got to dot every I, cross every T. Okay? We don't have room for errors whatsoever, child. We don't have room for error. I am like, no. The sweatshirt proves he didn't do it. Okay, so let's take a look back at that right quick. Okay, so this to me looked like a little crayon, okay, little mark. And she said, I'm late, but I'll caught up, but I caught the replay from the beginning. Okay, thank you so much. There was a third-party appeal submitted to wrong court that was rejected and is not supposed to interfere with the appeal from the Dream Team, allegedly. Okay, that's what it's saying. For some third party. Got you. Okay, the wound Austin received and the blood on Karmelo's clothes don't match. Right. Come on, Bonnie Counsel. Yes, that's one of my points. So I was like, this little street, I mean, it's y'all, it's so small. I couldn't see it. So then I was like, well, what I'm going to do, you really can't see it from that angle. Okay, now remember, he said that, because on this one here, well, this is the back. But remember, he said he went and he took Karmelo's clothes, Officer Cortez, put them in a bag and put them in his trunk so that the crime scene investigator could go and get it. So then, let me see if I could pull up a picture. The only, like, really, I was trying to get it so close to the top of that hoodie. Give me 1 second. Is when he was being arrested, okay? Let me pull up what that looked like. So I caught it out of Officer Cortez's camera. Now, the thing of it is, it's a little hard to see. Now, this was when they were in the rain, because you're probably like, well, what's all the other stuff? You know, it's not blood, it's water. But I was looking for that street and I couldn't see a red street. I was like, man, I wish we had a clear front view. But notice that the whole time he was arresting Karmelo, he never turned him where we could see him face on. We never could see the like really clear picture of his full face or the front of him. So that, remember, that red streak would have been somewhere up here above that E. Okay, like remember, it's above the E, a little bit to the left. And I don't see red when he was arresting him. I'm gonna be honest. Now I could be wrong, but right here, I don't see that little red crayon. Okay, Angel said it looks like fabric crayon. I didn't see it. And these other things, these are raindrops. Okay. She said it was close to. She said it was stated by a podcaster it cost $10,000 to get transcripts, which will help in appeal and new trial. Oh, so for the lawyers to get the transcripts, child, look, $10,000. They better do, if they don't have it, child, look, the supporters and things will probably put together 10,000 quickly. Like, I know we're not about to let that stop us. Okay. Okay. Come on, Dream Team. Now, look, we need y'all to be in this thing, like full force. Y'all should have known, especially if you are from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Y'all already know, hey, this is not going to be an easy cakewalk. Okay. It's not. So we need them. And love me for real. This is the link that T. Smith put in there for you. Okay. She said, but that BS, cause how do the inmates file their stuff in? They be filing their own paperwork all the time. Exactly. Whenever you're going up against liars and snakes, they must put on their thinking caps. Yes, you got to come extra ready for what they going up against right now. See, this is some deep rooted, okay, corruption type of connections, all of that. Okay, Maybe some territorial regional demons over there. You better come correct. Y'all better get y'all money together. Look, they better get timelines, deadlines, get the names right on the paperwork. Y'all can't be playing around with this. This is not the time to be like, oh, we sending it to the wrong court, the wrong person sending it. Get on one accord, okay, and get it together. I don't know what's going on, but y'all look, okay. Yeah. This too much. Y'all, they gonna get my nerves all like, look. Let's see here. I doubt it cost that much money because they didn't put that much documentation. Wait a minute. T. Smith, that sounded like some shade. She said, child, I don't even think it cost that much. Child, now when the state only got some pictures, with that every witness, they had 21 witnesses and they finished in 2 days. They all said 1 or 2 sentences. Child, what kind of transcripts? They probably got 100, 200 pages. That's it. I don't know how it's 10,000. Okay, I agree, T. Smith. I don't know how it would be $10,000. Wonder why they took KA clothes back. No, they didn't take it back to the crime scene. What happened was, and it's in the report. Let me show you. Which was suspicious still of how he handled it. Because I said, what in the bootleg crime scene stuff y'all got going on? Okay, let me show you. Okay, so Officer Cortez, let me scroll back up. He said right here, down here at the bottom, okay, this paragraph. Now, it says, upon arriving at the Frisco jail, Karmelo was escorted in the intake area. FPD jail staff changed him out into jail attire. Child, they couldn't wait. Just like they couldn't wait to cut his hair. They couldn't wait to put that brown. I don't even know what kind of outfit it was because it was not, it didn't look like a jail outfit. When have we seen jail outfits with sleeveless? I ain't never seen no outfit where it's half buttoned up, trying to show his chest and his muscles and all of that. Like, I don't even know where they got this latest mugshot outfit from. Okay. So they couldn't wait, even when they took him from the stadium, before they probably even called his mother. They had changed him out of his clothes into jail attire, even probably before they read him his rights, child. They could not wait. It says he remained with the jail staff the entire time that he was changed over. The clothes that Karmelo was wearing was placed in an FPD paper evidence bag. The clothes remained in my possession from this point on. Upon Karmelo being placed into a jail cell, I continued to keep possession of his clothes. I don't know why. I don't know why you didn't turn them into evidence. He said, I returned to my patrol number 2412 along with Officer Hancock, which was in the FPD Sally Port. And the Sally Port is that area. It's like a secured area where the police officers drive in one little, they lit up the gate or whatever. They drive in, they close that one, they drive through another layer, and it protects the public from seeing people that are arrested sometimes. Then also it's for security to make sure they don't get away. So they call it the Sally Port. Okay. So they were there. Okay. Then he said when he went back to his car, he placed Karmelo's clothes in the back trunk area, which is suspicious to me. Then he drove from the Sally Port area, and then he went and parked his squad car in the Frisco Police Department patrol parking area. That's where the officers go and park their cars. Then he said that Karmelo's clothes remained in the trunk of his car. Now, they stayed there until Frisco Police Department crime scene technician Kay Dillard then took possession of Karmelo's clothes. What? Why you got a crime scene investigator getting clothes from a trunk? Okay. I'm not understanding that whole process. They should have a whole evidence intake area. Okay. That's where you should have checked it in. Because then now we're seeing hoodies that look like it got a little crayon mark on there. We don't have forensics to verify whether that's blood. And whose blood is it? Because we do know that Karmelo's finger was bleeding at some point. Okay, so miss us with that. Didn't Dominique claim his organization was donating? Oh, it is what it is. Give me your phone. Give me your phone, girl. Oh my gosh. Yes, I did hear that. And it does look like they still got a little QR code over there trying to collect some money. Okay, that 10 can go towards the 10,000. Okay. I don't even know. Did Charleston White take his back? Okay. I'm telling you. Yes. Okay. Put him in the squad car. He had a little blood on his finger. That could have been his own blood. Exactly, T. Smith. He was bleeding too. So how do we know again that was Austin's blood? Okay. I don't mean no harm or disrespect. But can you, a royalty, not go live at the same time? Because y'all cray. Well, today we did. Some days we don't. And some days it just clashes like that. Like today, I didn't plan on going live this long. And then I'm like, well, hey, it ran over into it. And then sometimes like I have meetings at the time. So I try to go a little earlier and so forth. So yes, it does happen sometimes. But Lena have us tickled. We on that panel together. She be tickled. Let's see. Principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places. Yes. Okay, I believe the 2 little drops. Yeah, because I'm still trying to figure out where is that little crayon mark on here. Okay, over the E, because it will be higher up towards the top of this picture, that little red crayon mark when they were arresting him. I don't see it. Okay, so hey, I see some raindrops, but I don't see that little crayon mark. And I mean, it doesn't look like this is like blood splatter, where it just came from somebody. They could have done a better job of putting that on there, in my opinion. Or Karmelo, I mean, he could have touched with his finger. Come on now. No forensics to identify whose blood it was. Like, miss us with that. His team must play hardball and not softball. Okay. No time to be like his last attorney. They need to be fighting and thinking like it was them on the line. They need to get the not guilty boys on it too. They need to pull them into that whole conversation as well, if his parents would allow it. Make sure y'all word your comments because sometimes YouTube will hold it. But they had a year to get it all together. They had it planned from day one. And then, y'all, I didn't realize, too, that, okay, let me see something. Let me see if I have access. I forgot what I saved the video under last night. I shared it. No, I don't even think I shared it with the members. But, oh, man. Oh, I got it. Okay. So, y'all, here's another tidbit. Now, this is before, I would say, more details coming out in the beginning, with it being told that the twins had put their hands on Karmelo. So I want to preface this video by saying that, okay? I did not realize that Karmelo's current appeal attorney, the lead one, Russell Wilson, was a legal analyst in the beginning of this case. And he was sharing some of his perspective from a lawyer's perspective, right? And I was a bit nervous But they put in the article where this video was that this was pre more details coming out about it. Okay, if that makes sense. I'm going to let y'all listen to it. But this was last year. I don't want to scare y'all and say this was this year. This was last year towards the beginning. Okay. I haven't even shared this with the members. The other lady on the right was the news reporter.
You're struck with the tragic circumstances.
Defense attorney Russell Wilson, a former prosecutor, is not involved in this case, but agreed to give insight, including the potential impact of the deadly encounter happening on school grounds.
The prosecution will be saying this is a place where you wouldn't expect an incident like this to happen. And I probably would expect the defense to say that they didn't go to this incident or to this track meet intending for an altercation like this to happen.
Whether words were exchanged may not matter, says Wilson.
The Texas law, though, doesn't allow a person to use deadly force in response to verbal provocation alone.
Memorial High pausing to remember their 11th grade warrior during second period. His accused killer in jail on $1 million bond. Approved visitors include his father, siblings, and girlfriend.
I was like, oh. But maybe he's changed. Okay. Look at Monica. You in the Mama magazine with the eyes. Okay. Hey, T Lady Boogie. Hey, I am J. Rose is in the building. Welcome. Okay, let me see what y'all saying. Yes, Lena. He had on the Centennial track pants. They were like blue. Then he had on the hoodie. So underneath that, I think he had on a t-shirt. I don't know if it was a white t-shirt because he had the gray hoodie on. So I couldn't really see everything he had on underneath the hoodie. You said that blood on his finger may have come from that fence. That's possible. Yeah, that's possible too. What y'all think? Karmelo did fall when he was running. Yep, it could have come from that too. He had no details then. Now he has all. Right. Sheila, give me your phone. Yes, y'all. Did you catch it? Did y'all catch the last part? This was when Karmelo first went to jail. Who was on his approved list? Listen to this.
In response to verbal provocation alone.
Memorial High pausing to remember their 11th grade warrior during second period. His accused killer in jail on $1 million bond. Approved visitors include his father, siblings, and girlfriend.
So he had on his approved list his daddy, siblings, and his girlfriend. Now, he didn't say anything wrong, True Advocate. We were saying that because he didn't know that they had put the hands on Karmelo, that he was saying by words alone, you can't just stab someone and unalive someone. So I was like, oh, so has his take on that changed? And so when I went to the bottom of the article, then it said, well, this was before more details came out. That was the only thing that I was noticing. Let's see. No more fake ass lawyers. Right. We need everyone on one accord. Okay. And everybody prepared, cross every T, dot every I. We said the same thing in the Romika Mix case. Yeah, okay, True Advocate, I wasn't going to say it, but you said it first. I don't know. That stood out to me in this video too. Like, why didn't they say his mama? Like, you put your daddy on there, you didn't put your mama. And then his dad is the one that visited him for 2 hours when he got to prison, the new prison. Yes, so I don't know. Maybe his mom just can't stand to see him in jail, and just can't take it. I don't know. The girlfriend was allowed to go? I don't know. See, I hope he does not allow that girlfriend to come to this prison. And I definitely hope he's not talking to her, because I don't trust her now. You know, what she would say to other people about any moves he's trying to make or any information. Like, I'm hoping he's not giving out that kind of information. But he has obviously seen or heard about more than just a push to get involved for Karmelo's defense. Exactly. Since then. Yeah, it wasn't words alone. Exactly. He recycled the girlfriend. I thought they weren't together anymore. Well, that was last year. This was last year's. A case involving the death of another person and no forensic presented at trial. That's very suspicious. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Yeah, possibly. She might, what did you say? She might have stayed with the other kids. Well, the kids were on too. Don't trust the girlfriend. She needs to move on. Exactly. Got it, Mr. Wilson. Karmelo was assaulted. Few words exchanged when the goons came up on Karmelo. The line Hunter says, we asked him to move 15 times. All we saw is assaulting Karmelo immediately. Okay. But in Texas, if you're being jumped, proportionality is out the window, and nobody has brought that up either. Exactly that part. Okay. That has not been brought up. So I don't know if they can bring that up during the appeal. Okay, I don't know, but nobody really touched on that. The self-defense, they really did not touch on that. They really did not outline why Karmelo had that tool. Okay, y'all, can we just say this? Okay, because first of all, until I hear it from Karmelo, was it his? Okay, because see, some stuff we just running with from the beginning, and then we don't even know if it's true. Like, we saying, why did he have the knife? Well, even in the beginning, his attorney, Mike Howard, never talked about that. He was like, oh, we're going to get to that. I'm thinking he's going to bring it out in the trial. It was never brought out. And now I'm really wondering, was it even Karmelo's? Okay, because nothing in that bag shows knife. Okay. It shows, baby, he was working on some crossword puzzles, trying to keep his hands warm, his hair nice and neat, and fed, okay, with his snacks. So I'm just still wondering. I know that we've been saying it, like, why did he bring the knife? That never came out. Well, what if it wasn't even his? So that's another thing we really just do not know. Okay, so beyond that, how did it all happen? What happened first? What did they do? What did they say? Where did you get this tool from? And then we saw the mechanics of the tool. Remember that it has to snap, okay? When you extend the knife part, it snaps and locks. So being that did not snap and lock like that, and they found it where it was at an angle, at what point would he have had a chance to click the safety? When you running for your life, you would have a chance. Oh, let me click this safety. Okay, let me toss it. We would have seen all of those different movements. He would have paused. They could have got at him by then with him doing all of that. Okay, so it's still some missing pieces to this thing that I think we've heard the narrative over and over, but we don't have any direct proof that it was actually his. They haven't had a forensics person in there. They haven't tested anything for fingerprints. They just went with Karmelo said, I'm not alleged. I did it and did nothing else. That's all they took up in there and got a few little pictures, the defense, and threw those out there. And that's it. They did nothing else. They did not do a thorough investigation. They really didn't. Okay. So some stuff I'm going to quit saying until they give me some proof, because I can't say, well, let me ask Karmelo why he brought the knife. Was it even his? I need him to first clarify that. Because, child, we've been running with stuff and don't even know if it's true. And I'm talking about myself, too. He got to take her off the list. Yes. I was like, the girlfriend was on the list in the beginning. Hopefully, he took her off. Okay. Please do not confide in the girlfriend, Eddie. None of them. They have all been compromised. Yes, I agree. And probably threatened as well. He ain't talking about nothing. They can be true because it was just too much for my mom when my brother was locked up. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that could be true. Maybe she just can't stand to see him, on the other side. Ooh. Yes, I think it's best he distanced himself from the girlfriend. The knife was shown in court along with the replica. Yes, the replica, but they said they didn't want to take out the real knife because they didn't have any gloves. But it's so ironic that Officer Ricky, when she came up and they were arresting Karmelo, she had on gloves. And most officers keep those inside of their car. So they could have even got one of the bailiffs to go outside to their car and get some gloves. What happens if someone gets stabbed or shot there at the courthouse? You don't have not a one person with a pair of gloves? Okay, I think because in these photos, it shows it looks like two different weapons for one. Okay, how do you have blood on one weapon and then it disappears in the other photo? Okay, that's very suspicious. Let me show y'all. Hold on, where's the other one? Okay. Now, y'all see this one, right? And it's a darker gray. And if you look here, let me pull up the little child. Y'all got me in here working tonight, and I thought this was going to be a quick one. But hey, I love it because I love how y'all think. Okay, if you look right here, y'all see this blood that's all right here on the right side, okay, or left. I mean, if we're looking at to our screen, yeah, the left side. I'm sorry, the left side. You see it all around that little area right there. Okay, but then when we go back, how is it? Oh, shoot. There's no blood. And it's a light tan color. If I'm showing photos of the same weapon, everything should be consistent from the look of it, the color of it, and the blood that's on there. Now we have this little blood here around the nail part of it, or whatever that would be on the knife part. But nothing is consistent with these knives. Then here is the blood is not there on the side either. So as a jury member, that would have been my wondering. Well, why is one showing with blood and another one does not show blood? Even if we're going to say, well, maybe this is the same one, but it was wet, so it made it look a little darker. Okay, we could go with that. But why here, if it's lighter, is the blood gone? Like, it's weird, y'all. Okay. It's gone. She said, but the weapon was legal to have. Yeah, it was. It was legal to have in Texas. But not, I guess, at a school event. It's time for that girlfriend to move around. As a family, we have fired her. Girl, bye. Okay. I don't believe it was his. And I don't believe he was the one that stabbed Austin. I think they were trying to stab him and missed. That's another reason why they only had a picture of it, because they would have to show what all the tools. Oh, well, I think that they did bring in a replica of what it looked like. Yeah, but I'm wondering, did they walk through each part of that tool too? Okay, Trisha said him being guilty wasn't proven exactly. Now is the time for his attorneys to prove why they are called a dream team. Come on now. Okay. It's too many of y'all. Now it's 6. Now I'm hoping that y'all the top 6. Karmelo Anthony is not the one who did this, and it has to be proven. He only thought that based on what the coach said to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so Sat said, okay, the court, they showed both the real knife and a replica. So why did they have a replica, I guess, if they had the real knife there? I guess that's the confusing part for me. Because I've heard that too, that they had it but didn't use it. I'm so confused with that. Okay, I really am. That's so weird. Wasn't Carmelo's backpack thrown? Whose tool was it? And his backpack was zipped too. Okay. Was it also his phone thrown, broken? I think it belonged to Hunter. That's why the prosecutor did not bring it to court. I don't know if the phone was thrown, broken, but I find it odd that in the evidence in the pictures, if we look here with the backpack, let's go to the one that was on the bleachers first. Okay, if you look back here, it looks like the same backpack, and that's clothes that they took and they put on the tarp to hold it down. And they made note of that in the arrest record, that they used the backpack to hold down this tarp. They said it was the only Centennial backpack, so we figured it was his. And y'all used that backpack to hold down the blue tarp. Okay. Now, at what point did Karmelo open that backpack? Pull out something, unlock it, do all of this. It's a lot of different steps. You got to unlock the little blade part, okay, and do all of that. And the way he was scooting back and came zapped up out of that tent so fast, if anything, he needed an award. I have never ever seen anyone fly down. I don't think on a dry day that I've ever witnessed someone fly down bleachers as fast as Karmelo did. And he only fell when he got to the end. And I believe he slipped because it was wet. He did that on wet bleachers. I've never seen that in my life. Didn't miss one. Okay. He, for one, got up and out of there so fast. Okay. He deserved every award just for the track part. Okay. The quickness that he had. Not with what happened. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about the whole running part. Now I see. Oh my goodness. They knew he was fast. That's ridiculous. It's in a bag. Yeah, like take it out, use it. Okay. I heard something about some gloves again. We know it's a lie. Child, they trying to bring in the OJ Simpson stuff. Like, what is going on? Stacy said, Hunter said a lot. Said in one of his interviews that Carmelo Anthony picked up the tool. Yes, I heard that was left on the bench. Mm-hmm. He also said he didn't see the sticking. That's because he or Eddie did it. They're not telling on themselves. Yeah, he said he didn't see it. Now, the thing of it is, the coach had told them to get the things off of the bus to set up the tents. Okay, so that should have been a clue that they had to use some things to put those tents up. So where are the tools? They should have been asking that. Well, where are the tools that you use to put the tent up? That's a good point. They could have put it in a protective bag. Yep, that looks like the Ziploc bag. That should have been an objection on the defense side. We need proof Carmelo had the tool, had fingerprints been done. Exactly. Girl, they were not objecting to none of that. They already knew the deal. We also saw they got to pay close attention. Yes. She said, OB, I've driven home from work, did a Walmart pickup, put groceries away. Wait, now you about to make me feel bad for sure. Look, let me see if my kids, what time is it? Child, let me get She said she done went to work, did a Walmart pickup. She done put her groceries away. She done prepared dinner, and I'm still at it. It's y'all's fault, okay? Oh my God. I didn't even know what time it was, so you just said that. Oh my goodness, that is too funny. But thank you for hanging in there with us. Oh my gosh. The defense should have objected a lot more. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. They should have. She said Worski produced the actual knife wearing black latex gloves. A replica, also not fully open, was shown to jurors as well. Well, why are they saying that they didn't have on gloves, that they couldn't show it? Okay, Sat, thank you so much for sharing that. No prints, DNA, nothing. Yeah, they look like two different ones. And they have two different handles, yeah. So that's why I'm just confused. Before the AMBO even arrived, they had already called the AMBO. Mr. Cortez was staged to save the real poker. His own goons poked him. And that was probably gone. Whatever that guy picked up, Carson, or whoever that, I'm going to say the trash can boy, whatever he picked up and put in his pocket and took off, we will probably never know what that was. It's long gone. Yep, we'll probably never know. The weapon had Hunter's fingerprints on it. If Karmelo's prints were on the knife, they most certainly, yeah. Just like the video, if it made Karmelo look guilty, they would have plastered that all over the news. Okay, they only gave the blurry video. Yes, Bunny. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. They let it all fly, Monica. They didn't care, child. They knew nobody was gonna call it out, and the judge was just going to do what he wanted to do, anyways. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mr. M. Everything happened so quickly. Karmelo probably don't know what really happened, other than they were trying to jump him, and he was trying to fight back. Right. Yeah, I saw a Nike backpack too. Yeah, he's a super track star. Wow. If he would have slipped out their hands, it'd been other way around. They was trying to murk. And you know what? Because we've seen where this can go with Kendrick. Now look at what's his name? Nolan. Okay. Child, you got to be careful. Because if they had okay, this is what I always go back to. When they were trying to chase after Karmelo, before they even knew, hey Tyrese, before they even knew that Austin had been cut, they were all trying to chase Karmelo. If you had gotten to him, what was next? We don't talk about that though. Okay? We don't want to talk about why he was running to the coach. Because he wasn't running away. So why are they not bringing up that he was running for fear of his life? Okay. What was going to happen once y'all reached him on a whole track field? So y'all about to do a whole fight out there? Like, what was about to happen? I'm still trying to figure that out. Right, Alicia. Child, they made a few objections. I know that they objected to the jury instructions too. But the judge, he overruled it, and they objected to Eddie saying he didn't know Karmelo. And they only knew that because Eddie lied to the police. It's in the police record too, that Eddie had already lied saying that he didn't know Karmelo. So they already knew to be prepared with pictures. Okay, so that's easy. I mean, give us something that y'all really looked into. Okay, give us some extra evidence, some phone records that showed that, text messages from Eddie or Hunter stuff or this or that, fingerprints or DNA. Like, give us some hard stuff. That was easy. We don't need 20 pictures of them together years and years ago. You could have knocked that out in 2 or 3 photos, child. Give us some hard stuff. We doing more deep diving and digging than they did and got paid thousands of dollars. Okay? Shoes, we on the live at 8:13 p.m. in the crack. Most of this open, and we could do a better job than they did. It's so sad. Yeah, we're not cray-cray. Shelly said she done ate everything. Child, let me go check on my kids. Because y'all know they don't ask the other parent. They can have another parent in there They'll wait till I get off live. Can we eat now? Well, y'all got a whole other parent. I'm not hungry. Okay. I'm in here chilling. Okay, we just doing some investigative work. If y'all hungry, y'all know how to fix something. I'm not cooking tonight. Did y'all see the Hunter had on gloves? When? I didn't see that part. We are thinking Jeff and Hunter came up with all the lies. Hunter may have told Jeff the truth. Okay, clock that. I don't know. I guess Mike Ho. Y'all call him Mike Ho. Did one thing right, object to the exclusion of the last 3 black juries. Okay, that's another objection he did, the Batson rule, and he objected to something with the jury instructions. Then he objected to Eddie's comment, but I don't know what else. He wanted to calm the community down at the expense of Karmelo's future. Wow. She said that I just clocked out myself. Okay, I'm getting y'all through y'all's work day. When the talk screen come out, the real one. Oh yeah. I want to know too. They know that too. You had me flipping when you showed the Metcalf family spearheaded the removal. Girl, oh T. Smith. Girl, I said, what are we dealing with? I got nervous. I was like, child, they done got rid of the whole superintendent. What kind of people we dealing with, Herpo? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yes, y'all. Oh my gosh. I shared that with the members yesterday. Yes. And this is all public, on his dad's page, that he did not want Karmelo Anthony to get his diploma. So he did a public post to the then superintendent, pretty much trying to coerce him into not giving Karmelo Anthony his diploma. And he was pretty much saying, if you did that, then you're going to get voted out, pretty much. I'm just paraphrasing. So then Karmelo did get his diploma. Well, in April, that superintendent was out. He was via a unanimous vote. There was a petition that went out as well with over 3,000 signatures. And that superintendent is gone, and there is a new one put into position. Yep. Has a lot of influence, child. Ooh, Bunny, that's a whole other thing we're going to get into. I got to do my research on that tonight. They didn't chase him until they threw whatever. Right. It came after that part. Yes. They already zoomed in and saw what everybody did. This is why the news and family pushing false narrative. They know what happened. They have all of the angles there at the stadium. They have the clear photo. They know what happened. Oh, no, I haven't heard that, Rebby. Yeah, all of them was lying. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that. Now, someone brought up, I wish I could word it. The way they worded it under one of my videos. And I loved how they worded it when people were saying he admitted to guilt. Like they were saying basically it was an admission of something was done by Karmelo, but he wasn't admitting that he unalived Austin. Because at that time, he did not even know that Austin was deceased. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people are thinking that. That's where he's admitting that part. But we do not know what he is admitting to because he never said, if he said it, it wasn't caught on recording. If he said, I'm not alleged, I did stab him, we didn't hear stab him. Okay, none of that has been presented. And it was so low and the officer kept talking over him. I couldn't hear what he said following that because I wanted to hear what was he admitting to. What from his words, what was he admitting to? Because I know that is something that comes up a lot. Well, people will say, why are y'all still talking about it? He admitted they did what? What did he? We didn't hear. We are only hearing hearsay through the coaches saying, oh, he told us he stabbed him. I want to hear Karmelo. Did he say that? Did he use those words? Did he think he stabbed him or hit him? Did he punch him? Did he kick him? Did he push him down? Did he, you know what I'm saying? He's asking, is he okay? So I'm thinking that he would not be asking if he's okay. Child, if you just stab someone in the heart is a vital organ. I'm going to pretty much think I got you if I stab you in your heart. I ain't going to be asking, are they okay? Okay? And then the whole position of the stab, the way it looks, the incision, and then the blood amount, the lack there is really on his hand, on his clothes. It's just not adding up or making sense. It's really not. But I get what you're saying. Let's see. The family is signaling if the roles were reversed, they would have wanted Austin to get his diploma. Plus, they don't even know if he completed graduation requirements before the incident. Right. That's why the superintendent went ahead and gave it to him, because there were no other reasons pertaining to school-wise of him not getting to graduate. He was on house arrest. You're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Well, child, they didn't prove nothing with this trial. Okay. They really didn't, even with his words alone, they still couldn't prove it. Okay. Baby, they did such a poor job. So in my eyes, he wasn't proven guilty. Okay, the burden of proof was on the prosecutors, and they failed when they couldn't even prove. Y'all, they couldn't even provide a clear video. They couldn't even provide that for the jury. Okay, and then also Miss Tony, she has a channel too. She gave us the other day Texas Penal Code 37.09. You are not supposed to alter any video footage before presenting it to trial. They were not supposed to cut, chop, do anything, zoom it, bring it as is. Okay, so they're doing all this illegal stuff. Okay, they're supposed to hand over everything. We shouldn't have a seal on the doggone clear footage. You're supposed to bring in all angles. Okay, you have a whole video expert witness that testified on the stand that he could not even see what was in the video. Now, what am I supposed to do with that? If the whole video expert witness is saying he cannot even see it. So y'all gave that to a jury, and then they were supposed to convict him fairly of murder, and they couldn't even see the actual stab event. Come on now. Where they do that at? Okay, come on. At least bring me somebody in here that's going to lie. He couldn't even lie for them. He said he can't see it either. I was done when I read that. Okay. Now I say I got to give a point to Toby Shook on that one. I gotta give him a hand clap for calling that out. Okay. If you can't see it, then what you expect me to do as a jury member? I can't see what the heck I'm looking at either. Okay, so that shouldn't have even been allowed inside of the courtroom. The two things that should not have been allowed inside of the courtroom: that weak, blurry video and Cortez's body cam. Okay, it doesn't even have the right date. The only saving grace to get some type of admission was through Officer Ricky's body cam. Hers had the right date and the right time. But Cortez's should have been thrown out, and the blurry video should have been thrown out immediately. Okay? Yeah, and that superintendent, shout out to him for letting him graduate. He said that doesn't have anything to do with the academic part that was going on. Okay? Now, he's probably gladly moved on. He probably didn't want to be up under that type of pressure and, people coming at you, got parents coming at you, people, you can only imagine. That man shared that man's phone number and everything on that post. They were probably blowing up his phone and all of that. He probably gladly resigned. Well, I'm out of here anyways, Charles. Think he retired. Oh yeah, Lena, I got to look more into that story. Yes, it's been so many stories. Yeah. Child, what you want me to do with a blurry video you can't see and you the expert? What kind of mess is that? I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life, y'all. He was admitting to being the alleged suspect. Thank you, Angel. He is at least taking accountability and said, I'm the one y'all looking for. That doesn't mean I didn't murder this man. Or this, at that time, he was a teenager. He wasn't admitting that because, to be honest, the paramedics were not even there yet. When they were taking him out, the paramedics were coming in. So how could he be admitting to murder? That's what we got to think about that, y'all. And I wish Karmelo, but this was his first time being arrested, I wish he just would have just been quiet, but he was trying to take accountability when he was saying, I have the alleged suspect, saying I'm the one that you're looking for. Okay, he was taking accountability. But nobody wants to look at that. No one looks at the respect he was giving the officers. He was not cussing them out. He was not trying to resist arrest or none of that. I was playing it live while at the drive-thru at KFC. Wait a minute. What? Tostitos, where you at, girl? She said, they was like, is that the open book? I recognize her laugh. Shout out to you. Okay. Wait a minute. Who knows me? Child, which city is that? Oh my God. Look, let me do a pause right quick. Let's do a little music. Shout out for the shout out at the KFC.
Welcome to the open book, where every voice matters. Every story got layers, and every conversation opens something new. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective.
Shout out to them. I love it. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. At the KFC, child. That is too funny. Child, I don't know what I just did to my screen. Okay, let me see. She said, your laugh is classic KFC 2-piece and a salad. Right. Okay. Look, y'all, we on the map. Hello. Come on now. Yes, right. He even asked. He said Austin was going to be okay. He didn't think it was that serious. Thank you so much, Tostitos. Wow, in Philly? Oh my God, we are all the way up in Philly. I appreciate that. Thank you for telling me. All of the witnesses said they did not see Melo do the poking. Yeah, none of them saw it. None of them saw it. Monica, we on the map. Hey, Sheila. Oh my God, y'all. We are going to pause there. We have been having too much fun, child. My kids came in. They're probably hungry or something, child. Okay. I didn't know we were on here that long. Oh my gosh. But thank y'all so much. I appreciate all of the support from everyone. Make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free. Also, shout out to the mods that were in the building on today. Thank you, ladies, so much. And shout out to all of you for joining, whether you came in at the beginning, middle, or end. Also, shout out to the replay gang. Thank you for tapping in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Also, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you, Monica. My son, I always want to tell y'all happy something, okay? Baby, 4th of July is over. He's still telling y'all happy 4th of July. See you later. Thank you, Barb. I love you all. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.